June 14th, Ross Padgett, Joel Warren, Kevin Dean, and AJ Klein, hosted by the Angel of Boom at Mount Dora Music Hall. Tickets start at $20 at MountDoraMusicHall.com. Presented by Real Radio 104.1 and the City of Mount Dora. Sponsored by Discover Lake County.
If you want to buy or sell quickly, call Nickley.
You know the biggest hassle with selling your home with the Nickley Group? Figuring out where to put the sofa in your new home. Because your old home won't be on the market for long. TNG listings sell 2 times faster and for an average of 6% more. Trust the experts at the Nickley Group with Keller Williams Realty to get your home listed, shown, and sold. Get a guaranteed cash offer on your home today at thenickley.com.
Call Nickley.
Hey everybody, Jim Colbert here for my friends over at Life Imaging FLA. It is Men's Health Awareness Month, and man, I couldn't be happier to tell you that I gladly got my father-in-law, who is in his mid-60s, over to Life Imaging FLA for his free heart scan. Game changer. That peace of mind was amazing. He knew now that he could rule that out when it comes to his long-term health care. That's what this is all about. You have a man in your life that you love, get him over to Life Imaging FLA and get this free heart scan. Just a few minimum requirements. It is a $699 value, but listen to this. When early detected, heart disease and its risk factors are highly treatable. So make that phone call today. And remember, there are no dyes. There are no injections. You don't have to take your clothes off. The entire process only takes a few minutes. And while you're there, please ask about their cancer screening. Early detection saves lives. So hop on your cell phone, dial pound 250 and say the keyword free heart scan. That's all you have to do. Pound 250, say the keyword free heart scan. They'll connect you in seconds. Make that call today and take control of your long-term health care. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto-dial text message from iHeartMedia.
Thy ticket, Lady Jennifer of Coolidge.
Well, many thanks, good sir. Hereeth my Discover card.
They accept Discover at Renaissance fairs?
Yeah, they do here. Discover's accepted at the places I love to shop. Getteth with the times.
With the times? You're playing the lute.
Yeah, and it sounds pretty good, right?
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
You're great at protecting your personal information. You might even use things like two-factor authentication and strong passwords. But as much as you try to control how your info's protected, there are other places that also have it, and they may not be as careful. That's why LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second for threats. If your identity's stolen, they'll fix it guaranteed, or your money back. Save 40% your first year with my name Clay as the promo code at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
People are loving what's happening now at IDC. Free financing till the year 2030. That's right. Now for a limited time, you can get the lowest finance rates in America. 0% for 5 whole years on just about every piece of jewelry in our showroom. So you can get that $8,000 engagement ring and pay just $134 a month. Or that $4,000 pair of diamond stud earrings, just $67 a month. International Diamond Center makes it happen with this incredible limited time offer. Just pick any item and spread your payments over 5 years without paying a dime in interest. Rings, earrings, bands, bracelets, designer jewelry, colored gemstones, even certified diamonds are included. Whether your budget is $2,000 or $200,000, this is the smartest way to buy. Hurry in to take advantage of this once-a-year event. 0% financing rates till 2030, store-wide, only at International Diamond Center, Altamont Springs, Waterford Lakes, and Mall at Millennia. Excludes Rolex. Details and more at shopidc.com on approved credit.
Real Radio. Real Radio.
104.1. Most impact windows from Reese Windows and Doors are installed in just 6 to 8 weeks. Visit reesewindows.com.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Broadcasting live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1, Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeart radio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free new and improved iHeart Radio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good. Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers. The News Junkie is on. The 3 best friends you never knew you had, running through the most viral stories of the day. The news junkie Sean Wasson with Sabrina and Seelane.
It is Friday, June 13th, 2025. Lots to get to today. From Israel bombs Iran's nukes to Air India crash survivors speak out. And how crazy will the anti-ICE protests get this weekend? Plus your calls, dispatches, emails, texts, and more. Sabrina is out. Hello, Seelane.
What's happening?
Josh is with us.
Hello.
And so are you. You can join us with the dispatch. Send yours over at thenewsjunkie.com. You can also watch the show on YouTube and twitch.tv/thenewsjunkie. Your message is rolling right to the studio in real time. And this never, ever, ever happens, friends.
What do you mean? What happened?
I cannot believe this. Honestly, I'm flabbergasted, smackarooned, and talatine.
You look pale in the face.
I am a little bit. I'm just double checking. So last minute message from that naked ayahuasca protester lady. Let's see what she said.
Have a great Friday, you mother.
We did it, everybody!
Oh, yeah.
A party in here today. We made our way through Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday has arrived. Pat yourself on the back. Congratulations.
Good job,
How's everybody doing on a Friday?
Pretty good. Yeah, not bad. You?
Yeah, good enough. I'm still stoned. Last night was Secret Show 420 for those of you who are subscribers. And if you didn't catch it live on the Discord,
you're in for a treat. You're in for a treat.
Just going to be honest with you, nearly died in the middle of the show. Don't remember too much.
That's why it's fun.
Came out in just the most shocking amount of pain I've ever been in. Courtney is looking like she saw a real-life ghoul, and she brings out, like, supplies for me when I finally come out of the bathroom. She's like, I got ginger ale and water. I don't know what's wrong with you. I don't know what's wrong with me either. It was bad. It was bad.
Man, if a sandwich would have taken you down, that would have been...
I've never done it before in my life. I tried to one bite a whole sandwich.
Half a sandwich.
And it went down like a cartoon because I didn't chew it enough. And I swear to God, I nearly died during the show because I was stoned. And all right, show 420. It'll be posted before 5 p.m. today. All right, go get it. Subscribe, give subs. Do that at thenewsjunkie.com so we can keep doing this stuff. All right, let's see. Let's put our ears to the ground, our fingers on the pulse. Let's see what's happening in this great, big, wide world of ours. And shocking news, everybody.
What happened?
Israel started to bomb Iran.
No.
If you don't know about the Middle East, don't worry. Don't worry. As always, we'll kind of boil it down and make it as simple as possible. Israel is a country in the Middle East, and all of the countries around Israel tend to get in skirmishes with it, and it tends to get in skirmishes with them. And things aren't going well, nor have they been for a very long time. But Israel was very, very afraid that Iran was about to have a nuclear bomb. Now, our world friend, and I'll be quick about this, is split up between those who have nuclear weapons and those who do not have nuclear weapons. We have decided, at least the people who have nuclear weapons, that nobody else should enter this club. So if you're trying to get your own so you can get into the club, well, the folks who already have one are going to make sure that you don't get let in. And Iran is trying to develop theirs. Israel doesn't want Iran to have a nuclear weapon, probably because they would just wipe out all the Jews if they had the opportunity to do so. At least that's what Israel thinks. And here we go. So they take some shots. They bomb some of the leaders of Iran, missile attacks all over the place, and attacks on these nuclear facilities. This is what it sounded like on a Twitch stream. Somebody's just streaming themselves playing video games in Iran, and all of a sudden she's like, ah! I hear it.
Okay, stop. It was synced up with the game. It matched up perfectly with the game.
It's real. I'm telling you, this is real.
No, it is real. Roll that back a little bit.
I will. I know that it matched up with something happened in the video game, but this is an Iranian streamer on Twitch. This is the real deal. I'll click it up a little. No idea what she's saying. She's grabbing her heart.
What a different world.
Yeah, just playing a video game, bombs going off in the background.
That's scary.
Missiles launching, and she is reacting all in real time during her Twitch stream because why not? It's just it's 2025, baby. Here we are. You can join us on the show today. Send us a dispatch. Go over to thenewsjunkie.com and to send your dispatch, video or audio or otherwise, at your leisure. But yeah, that's one of the big things that happened. This is the actual real sound of those bombs dropping. It's pretty crazy. I don't know how they make them that fast, but
that's insane.
That's a chopper, but in the background, it's just like all these bombs dropping and flashing over in Iran. Again, you can see these all over social media, everywhere. And Trump says this about these attacks. Is this going to drag us all into war? I mean, those are the big questions and stuff that people are asking today. I gave Iran a chance, says Donald Trump. I gave them chance after chance to make a deal. I told them in the strongest of words to just do it. But no matter how hard they tried, no matter how close they got, they just couldn't get it done. I told them it would be much worse than anything they know, anticipated, or were told, that the United States makes the best and most lethal military equipment anywhere in the world. By far, in caps. And Israel has a lot of it, with much more to come. And they know how to use it. Certain Iranian hardliners spoke bravely, but they didn't know what was about to happen. They are all dead now, he says. Died like a dog. They're all dead now. He said it will only get worse. This is Trump. There has already been great death and destruction, but there is still time to make this slaughter, with the next already planned attacks being even more brutal, come to an end. Iran must make a deal before there is nothing left and save what was once known as the Iranian Empire. No more death, no more destruction. Just do it before it's too late. He's really taking that Nike, just do it, son. Yeah, Nike's going, whoa, whoa, hang on. Not sure we want to see that coming out in this conversation, but Trump's saying, just do it. Just do it, Iran. Make a deal, or it gets even worse than this. And here's the Israeli embassy. Let's see what they say about these attacks.
The hour is late, but I just left the situation room here in the Israeli embassy in Washington to give you a brief update.
Okay, tell us.
Our operations began about 5.5 hours ago, and so far, we have considerable success, thank God. Much of the
minimalist decoration in this room.
Of the Iranian army, the IRGC, has been taken out. Scientists that are working on the nuclear weapons program have been taken out.
Let me tell you what, if I was in Iran and there started to be attacks around me, if I had a pager, I would throw that son of a bitch as far as I possibly could. I would go, I don't know what's happening. My cell phone, I would throw across the room. You don't know what the Jews are going to blow up next. You don't know what tactic they're going to use. It's something out of a movie, man.
Do I want to be with... If it was a pager, I might chuck that thing. But if it was my cell phone...
Ceiling's too attached to his iPhone. No!
I'm weighing my options. Do I want to be lost in the middle of the desert with no communication to anybody and just go out that way, or have it instant? Just have the phone do me in, which would probably anyway. It's probably doing me in slowly.
Maybe. I don't know. Let's see what else this guy says here. But you're going to throw it, Sealand. I think you are, because I think you're going to be too scared.
Infrastructure has been destroyed. We've affected their ballistic missile program, but there's much more to be done. And this will be measured in days, not in hours. This is a long haul. We need patience and perseverance.
Oh, come on, man.
But I'll say this.
Got a 401k here.
Iran would have achieved a nuclear weapon and would have used it. The eulogies for the state of Israel would have been the most beautiful eulogies ever written.
What? That's a weird way to say that. It's like, they would have nuked Israel, which, okay, I get it. I can get the connection. But why would you say, the eulogies for the state of Israel would have been the greatest eulogies ever?
That's a real Trump thing to say.
Uh-huh.
If we lose the war, they'll be the most beautiful funerals we've ever seen.
That's strange. That's a weird way to say that in this closet where he's broadcasting from, especially considering the military feat that his country just pulled off. They're blowing everything up. They got all the technology. You can thank yourself for that.
We're not interested in eulogies. We're interested in life. We've come home to live and to live in peace. And we're going to pursue peace through strength at every
Peace
cost.
through strength.
So thank you for being with us. I'll try and continue to update you on a daily basis.
Thank you. I expect a call every single day, and we'll keep up with what's going on because it is very difficult to follow all the things that are happening in the world right now. Very, very tough. So there we go. We shall see what's going on next in that world. What is happening to my browser is acting so bizarre, C-Lane.
How bizarre?
All the way bizarre. All the way bizarre. All right, here's another update. In a letter to the UN Security Council, Iran's foreign minister, Abbas Araghchi, described the Israeli attack as a declaration of war. You think so? Adding that Iran would respond decisively and proportionally. Araghchi said that Israel now crossed every red line and warned that it would deeply regret this reckless aggression and the grave strategic miscalculation it has made. They also, the Iranians sent like 1,000 drones or something, or 100, one of the two, a bunch of drones over into Israel. And a lot of those were intercepted by the Iron Dome. So it's pretty damn impressive, all of it.
I don't know much, but I'm positive you're saying his name wrong.
What? Which guy?
Araghchi?
Araghchi? No, I'm pretty sure I nailed that.
His name is Bull Tamagotchi.
I didn't say Tamagotchi. There was no Tamagotchi. Bet you I'll bring it back up here. All right? Araghchi. I don't know. Araghchi. Araghchi. Well,
you think it sounds more like a tiny little keychain with a turtle inside?
Well, you know what I don't do, C-Lane?
A digital turtle.
I'm not one of these people who, when they start pronouncing things in other languages, adopts the accent of that place.
Spaghetti.
You know, pour some water in to boil so you can make the fettuccine.
Yeah, I don't do that. When I'm talking about something in Spanish, I don't say the empanada. Wait, hold on.
That sounds Italian.
Yeah, I'm making everything Italian. But you get the point. I don't do that. So Araghchi, whatever the guy's name is, he's over there in Iran. And they said that Iran has picked up the phone. They have allegedly picked up the phone. The phone, I don't know which one, but I'm sure it's connected to the White House or something. And hang on, let me see if I can find that little tidbit real quick. Here's two things. The first thing is that Iran is on the phone, I guess. They're speaking with Washington, apparently.
Hello.
The other thing is a top Iranian general says Israel will face a huge and destructive response. The gates of hell will soon be open upon this child-killing regime. So basically, things are going great, you know, overall. Everything's fine out there. Things are going great. We got our own problems this weekend with all these protests and the parade that's planned, the military parade in Washington, D.C.
Oh, that's
what's going to happen with that? Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's this weekend. Now everybody's got off work this weekend. I mean, some of these people didn't work, but the ones that did work will probably want to go join into some of the action happening this weekend. So we'll give you a preview of that. Oh, my God, we got tons of stuff to talk about. Truly, truly, lots on the show today. We'll start off with this. tipsathenewsjunkie.com. Joseph emails, greetings from Dallas, Texas, junkies. I email you today to ask you guys to cover a story out of Dallas where the FBI and police department found 109 missing children who were being sex trafficked, and 244 arrests were made in something called Operation Sotaria Shield. One of you guys can look that up, maybe. Operation Soteria Shield. It's not really being covered nationally or really even locally for that matter. Everybody's paying attention to these stupid rioters and the dumb governor of California. This story definitely deserves some time. Wigs and pops, he says, to finish the email. Operation Sotaria Shield. Did you guys find this at all or no?
Yes. It's a legitimate news story. I'm trying to read.
All right, let me know, Josh.
I'll let you know.
Okay, yeah, you go over that and report back at some point in time. I'll read this in the meantime. Samantha says, no, to tips@thenewsjunkie.com. No! Crying face emoji. I just caught up, skipped ahead, and I saw that you had a new shirt design, but I was too late because I'm listening on the podcast. I get back to work next week from being off since breaking my dumb leg skating back in March. If by some chance you have an extra one, can I please buy it? I have a lot of shows to catch up on, and I happen to catch the one where you showed the shirt. If no, I still love you anyway. Thank you, and thank you for the email, but I'm sorry. When we're out, we are out around here. That's just the way it goes. Next time, though. Stop breaking body parts. Pay attention. all that sorts of stuff.
So easy, you know.
Josh, did you find anything about this Sotaria thing?
I did. The Dallas FBI office and some of the 70 law enforcement agencies that participated announced the results of Operation Sotaria Shield on Tuesday. There's a graphic here. It's 244 men and women charged with exploiting children for the purpose of sex trafficking or pornography. End of a month-long investigation by the feds and local enforcement of a crime that authorities say is a year-round problem. The number of offenders arrested and the children rescued in this operation are stunning, said Jake Holmes, U.S. Attorney, Eastern District of Texas. They said the operation, which began in April, led to the rescue of 109 children.
This is also one of those stories that the moms out there that think their kid is constantly going to get kidnapped are going to go, you see? You see, there's like a little underground trafficking ring, and you go, wow, what the hell?
It'll be like there was a leaf on my windshield in the Target parking lot, and I know I saw a gentleman with a bandana in his pocket, and I know he wants to traffic my littles.
They're examining the meaning of every tiny interaction happening in their life. And that's scary. I don't blame them for looking at that that way. All right, we'll keep an eye on that story as well as everything else happening out there in the world. We'll take your dispatches, send them right now. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. What's going down this weekend, baby? What's happening? Is it going to get wild or what? Well, we got the heads up on this, and we're going to peek at it together. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Threads at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733. From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman.
Hey, everybody. Happy Friday. And happy Friday to you, my guy. High five. Cameraman guy. High five. All right. We've arrived at Friday, everybody. How are you? How are we doing? Chat, I need a guess from you. What are the two options here? I want to see if you think there's going to be chaos this weekend or no. Oh, hello?
It's Friday the 13th.
Oh, it is Friday the 13th.
Happy Friday.
That's not a thing people say. Just happy Friday?
Happy Friday.
Did you just find that out?
What day it is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to watch Friday the 13th, the movie?
I want to watch something scary.
You're not going to want to watch that.
Too old?
It's too old and cheesy. It's not as good.
You can watch Terrifier.
No, we're not watching Terrifier. No. We're not watching
I wish there was a noise I could make for art, but if he doesn't make noise.
We're not watching Terrifier.
Okay. Fine.
Somebody says, Secret Show 420 was a great Secret Show last night. Well done, boys. Thank you, Crazy Drunk Cat Lady. It was something. It was definitely something.
I thought you were dying.
I thought I was dying too. Do you think you were the only one? I thought I was literally dying. I thought I was going to die in the bathroom.
Were you stoned last night?
I was stoned after everything, of course, yeah. But I wasn't stoned when that happened. Well, I was stoned when that happened. But I got the whole sandwich stuck in my throat. It was like a ball. What do you want?
Happy Friday.
See you later. Zach says, Sean, does Real Radio own your YouTube channel? No, Zach. No, Zach. I don't like chaos or no. Okay, let's do this. Ready? This weekend, predictions, let's get them in right now. Everybody note everybody else's predictions, chat, okay? Chaos or calm? All right? Chaos or calm? What are we going to get? Are we going to get like a chaotic outbreak of riots and crazy protests and all kinds of stuff like that going on across the United States? Or are we going to have like a calm parade, some very calm and orderly protests where people are just doing what they're allowed to do? Chaos or calm this weekend? Call ass? No fence sitting. You must pick. Chaos. It's going to go crazy. Chaos, but not as bad as the media will portray. Well, that's always the truth. Because, like, it's just like if this weekend, if there was riots in Miami downtown, and LA downtown, and New York, like, 99.9999999% of the country will still have been perfectly calm. But we're just talking relatively speaking. Chaos or calm? Calm? Chaos, so there's a good show on Monday? Chaos is more fun. My prediction is chaos, so I'm staying close to home. Chaos? Mostly peaceful chaos? Chaos with a side of calm, huh? Calm as long as the National Guard doesn't antagonize the people. If things are going to spiral, it's not going to be the National Guard because it's too small of a number of people. You understand? So, like, National Guard is deployed where? I'm looking at a map of the United States. National Guard is deployed in Los Angeles, in Texas, I believe, and I think that might be it. I don't even know if New York or Chicago has anything like that. So it would be local law enforcement that would be interacting with these people. I don't think you really blame it on the National Guard. Unless I'm missing a massive deployment alert. Which, by the way, people are emailing me. People are like, there's all these messages going around online, rumors saying that they're going to call up all of the National Guard and deploy all your kids to all these cities to fight your fellow Americans, all that stuff. Here's the thing, though, chat. Florida is, through like the tough sheriffs in Florida, Florida is saying, it's not happening here. It's not going down in the Sunshine State. If you guys want to riot, here is not the place. We are not California. What do you think of that? The threats from law enforcement in Florida saying, like, it ain't happening here. You're going to be in a body bag if you start to rebel in Florida. It ain't going down like it does in California. Alicia says, I'm avoiding downtown regardless. All I can tell you, and I know last Sunday was totally different. There wasn't any momentum at all. But last Sunday, there were 4 people, I think, downtown protesting. I would expect way more in Orlando this weekend. Way more. But who knows? Taja says, losers. Who? Who's the loser? Huh? All right. Radio show is coming back live to all markets in 45 seconds. Here we go. Rednecks flexing. Maybe.
This is the smartest way to buy. Hurry in to take advantage of this once-a-year event. 0% financing rates till 2030, store-wide, only at International Diamond Center. Altamont Springs, Waterford Lakes, and Mall at Millennia. Excludes Rolex. Details and more at shopidc.com. On approved credit.
The Medal of Honor is the highest military decoration in the United States. Recipients have done the improbable.
This medal is for the men who went down that day.
On Medal of Honor, Stories of Courage, you'll hear about these heroes and what their stories tell us about the nature of bravery. Listen to Medal of Honor on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Follow Medal of Honor and start listening on the free iHeartRadio app today.
Are you shopping for hurricane impact windows? Get your free quote now, reeswindows.com.
Occupying the space between high society and prison tattoos. This is the News Junkie.
Most viral stories of the day. You can learn more. All you have to do is go over to the website, which is thenewsjunkie.com, thenewsjunkie.com. Florida's saying, we ain't having no crazy protests this weekend. All the sheriffs are out, man. They're like pounding their chests. They're like, don't even try it here. Don't try it in the state of Florida. And I don't know if they're going to be able to pull that off or not, but it's going to be interesting to watch. What do you guys think, watching what you've seen so far, that we're going to, and this is what I asked Chad earlier. So I asked Chad, and then I asked you, Sealand, and you, Josh.
Oh, boy.
In that order. But do you think it's going to be chaos, or is it going to be calm and all this stuff is overblown this weekend?
In
what do you
Florida?
Think overall, just like overall snapshot of the country. Do you think we're going to see like a lot of stuff like we saw in LA with some chaos and some rioting and some more violent stuff breaking out? Or is this all overblown and it'll be like a relatively calm weekend with some protests and stuff?
I think there might be some hot spots, but the further you get from LA and the bigger cities in general, the stuff will be mostly tame.
What about Miami, though? They talk about in Miami, but Miami's a tough one because Miami was pro-Trump. Dade County went more to Trump than any other Republican candidate. I think they have in like 40 years or something. But there are a lot of immigrants down there. There are also a lot of legal immigrants, both of them, illegal and legal. But the legal immigrants don't seem to like all of this stuff. It's kind of crazy to try to predict what's going to happen here next. But with all the inflaming online, with every major media outlet I've seen giving the protests that are happening this weekend a whole bunch of air and press. So they're like, oh, the No King protest, the revolution protest, whatever they're called, resistance protest. All these media outlets are giving that air and attention, and so that'll drive more people to it, I think. I think it might be a wild weekend. I think we might see some fireworks, some sparks. Literally, I think we might see fireworks and stuff going on the streets, because this is the first full weekend, really, where they're not working. There's all this stuff scheduled, and it's a recipe to go out of control. But Florida's saying, ain't happening here. In fact, listen to one of the sheriffs here in the state of Florida. Other states, I have not seen this. Like, I have not seen such a resistance. In New York, I have seen it, though. For New York, I have seen Eric Adams be like, ain't happening here. But he's a different kind of character. Let's go to this sheriff. Here
So I'm gonna break it down for you, all right? And if somebody wants to know what I mean by turn violent, all right, this is what I mean.
All right,
if you resist lawful orders, you're going to jail. Let me be very clear about that. If you block an intersection or a roadway in Brevard County, you are going to jail.
It's starting to sound like Venezuela in Parks and Recreation. Straight to jail. Straight to jail.
Straight to jail right away.
If you overcook fish, you're
Straight
going to jail. If you undercook chicken, jail. Over, under.
If you flee arrest, you're going to go to jail tired, because we're going to run you down and put you in jail. If you try to mob rule a car in Brevard County, gathering around it, refusing to let the driver leave, in our county, you're most likely going to get run over.
This is dire for you, really looking for chaos protesters this weekend. They're saying you'll get run over. I know I heard Ron DeSantis say the same kind of thing, like, hey, in the state of Florida, we got laws about this. If you feel like you're in danger in your car and you plow over some people, so be it. Get out the road. That's the way it works. This guy's saying there are no excuses. We will not have violent protests this weekend. He's leaning into all this.
Dragged across the street. If you spit on us, you're going to the hospital and in jail. If you hit one of us,
the hospital?
You're going.
Yeah, well, isn't that kind of a weird one? If you spit on us, you're going to the hospital and then jail.
They're going to beat your ass so bad you have to.
I know,
go to the
isn't that what he's saying? Like,
That's what he's saying.
He's doing everything but like tapping like a baton against his other hand, as he's saying.
A nightstick.
A nightstick, yeah, like just hitting it against one hand as he goes. If you spit on us,
if it spit, like
spit is a battery, right?
It is.
Yeah,
but it just seems like there should be other more significant things, above spitting for an ass kicking to pursue.
I would think so.
That would almost make me think that if you spit on them, they want to have you tested for any sorts of diseases in the hospital, and then you're going to jail.
It sounded like we're going to whack you real good and then you're going to prison. That's what it sounded like. Although some people chiming in on chat on Twitch saying that fat sheriff ain't running anybody down. Somebody else says he ain't running anybody down. This guy's not going to do it. He's going to have his other officers run you down, I think is what he's saying.
And dragged across the street. If you spit on us, you're going to the hospital and then jail. If you hit one of us, you're going to the hospital and jail, and most likely get bitten by one of our big, beautiful dogs that we have.
This is a little wild, this whole thing.
I feel like he either got that out of order or he's going to make the dog bite you when you get to jail.
Yeah, right. Like, that seems a little late in the process. You're right, Josh. He's going to wrap it up here. Let's see what he says.
Throw a brick, a firebomb, or point a gun at one of our deputies.
Turned it up a little.
We will be notifying your family where to collect your remains at.
Damn.
Because we will kill you graveyard dead. We're not going to play.
Graveyard dead.
This has got to stop. You're watching what's taking place out there. You're seeing police officers that are being attacked, being spit on, being put in harm's way.
All right, just for the record, I do want to nudge in here. As much as I think if there are people causing chaos and violence, committing crimes, arrest them, charge them, put them behind bars for whatever they've done. I agree with that. People shouldn't be spitting on cops either. First of all, that's disgusting. Don't spit on anybody else. If you spit on somebody, you deserve to get punched in the face and have a tooth knocked out because it's vile and gross and all of those things. But this guy seems really focused on spitting. And I don't know if you can completely annihilate somebody just for them spitting on you if you're a cop. Like, I don't know if your response is like, hold on, there was a little bit of spit in the wind there. What are we going to do here? We got to go after this guy. Start blasting. I don't think that that's the case. But he's like, everything is like, we are going to shoot you.
Place out there. You're seeing police officers that are being attacked, being spit on, being put in harm's way just for doing their jobs. You're seeing ICE agents that are being targeted for doing their jobs. And you're seeing obstructionists that are doing all of this, standing in the way of law and order.
By the way, this is Wayne Ivey. This is Sheriff Wayne Ivey who's saying all this stuff. It ain't happening in the state of Florida, folks. So get with it, all right? Josh, I know you got big plans to riot and loot this weekend, but you're going to have to change them, cowboy, because it ain't happening in this place.
I was getting ready to spit, too.
You don't want to do that. You do I'll hit you graveyard dead. That sounds really old, by the way. I don't know if there are different levels of dead, unless I'm missing out on something
like
here.
Wild West Sheriff type dead.
Yeah, it's like, didn't just kill him, killed him graveyard dead. Okay. I don't know quite what that means. Well, what do you think is going to happen? Give us your predictions. Is it going to be crazy this weekend, or is it going to be calm? Or is this all like overhyped nonsense? Crazy or calm? Give us your predictions. Go over to thenewsjunkie.com and send us a dispatch right now. Let's see what we got here. A couple of people chiming in with their dispatches. Send yours over on the website. I'll get those queued up for the next break here, I think, and we'll play these. I want to talk about the Air India Survivor 2. Here is another clip making the rounds, though, really fast. AOC, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, was arguing with some people in Congress about this whole dust-up this that's led to this weekend here. Let's see what she says.
About how this
Hang
is
on,
about
I'll pump that up.
illegal versus legal immigration. They are attacking legal status and removing legal status. The Republican majority is anti-legal immigration.
Let me bring that back just because it's so quiet like every other Twitter video in the world.
About how this is about illegal versus legal immigration. They are attacking legal status and removing legal status. The Republican majority is anti-legal immigration in the United States. And I want to make that very clear.
All right, there she goes. The very controversial from time to time AOC. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let us know with your dispatches, all of that good stuff as we roll on here today on the show. It's going to be interesting to watch, though. That's the one thing that I know. I've seen a lot of the coverage over the last, I would say, week, because that's truly about how long this stuff has gone on. And I'm interested to see if this gets worse or just completely calms down this weekend. This is just some guy commenting on Sheriff Ivey. Here we go.
The only thing Wayne Ivey could have done to make that whole press conference better, besides basically paraphrasing Parks and Rec, was if he stood up there and said car ramrod. I mean, literally, he's literally the Brevard County Farva. I mean, come on.
It's been a long time.
Car ramrod.
Bye. It was a statement. His statement was very clear. I don't think he was in any sort of gray territory. It was very black and white. And Will this all be bluster, though, or will there actually be some heads smashed this weekend is kind of the question here, I think. But let us know. Here is, let's see, a bunch of people emailing the show. Anonymous says, ICE and termination of employees to tips@thenewsjunkie.com. Anonymous, I can't get into details, unfortunately, due to confidentiality policies, but I'm on a national conference call all day today regarding the termination of over 6,000 employees due to expiring immigration statuses throughout the entire country. These individuals have no idea they won't be allowed to return to work. I imagine the coming days will only ramp up in protest, says this person. Love the show. Some interesting inside feedback. I mean, if you had jobs terminating a large portion of people's positions, 6,000 employees, all of a sudden 6,000 employees are out of work, then they might go get involved in these protests. I just really don't know what direction it's going to go, but it looks like at least this weekend could absolutely be a wild ride. So keep those emails with your tips coming in. Tips, TIPS, at thenewsjunkie.com. If you have any mean emails, the weekends are for mean emails. You just send them directly to Joshua Fowler.
Emails?
No,
memes?
MEAN emails specifically to Josh. Yeah, send them to Josh Fowler. He will handle them. Yeah, he's going to handle all those. He's like that sheriff of mean emails, you know, to send them in and then just crushing skulls after this.
Say you don't like the show, going to jail.
It's going to jail.
Say you don't like me specifically, you're going to the hospital dead. And then the jail.
Graveyard dead.
Well, the dog will bite you, and then we'll take you back out of jail, and then you're graveyard dead.
That's right. That's the least you're going to get. Let us know what you think. We'll take those predictions. Send your dispatch at thenewsjunkie.com. All right, we got to hear from the survivor of this Air India crash. Unbelievable, this story. And the more and more I hear from this guy, the more blown away I am. We'll listen in together and hear his story because it's coming up next on the News Junkie.
This weekend, Real Radio 104.1 smells like the 90s. Classic alternative this weekend on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by
Low 90s, feeling, though, closer to the low 100s. As we head to the afternoon, a couple of stray hit-and-miss showers and storms can't be ruled out, but these will really favor areas further to the west near I-75. Highs will reach the mid-90s for Father's Day weekend, with around a 40% chance of some afternoon showers and storms. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. This Father's Day at Lowe's, score free gifts for the greatest dad, like a free Blackstone 8-piece accessory kit when you buy a Blackstone 28-inch griddle. Shop these deals and more this Father's Day at Lowe's. We help, you save. Valid through 6/15 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
Greenway Kia is under new management, and we've got a whole new attitude. With 3 great locations across Metro Orlando and one of the area's largest selections, we truly want to see you in a Kia. Plus, we want your trade. Get up to $10,000 over Kelly Blue Book fair market value for any trade. Get your fast free appraisal online right now at greenwaykias.com. I'm Joe Rossi, and I want to see you in a Kia. From Greenway Kia, East Colonial, West Colonial, and 1792 North.
All factory rebates to dealer. Negative equity refinanced. Here in Orlando, we know life doesn't slow down for anything, especially a broken garage door. Since 2002, Precision Garage Door has been proudly serving the Orlando community. Local and reliable, that's what makes us different. Our vans are fully stocked, so when you call, our fully vetted techs are ready to provide you with same-day service. Whether it's a stuck door or a snap spring, Precision Garage Door Service of Orlando has you covered right when you need it the most. We know a broken garage door can't wait, which is why we're always prepared to help by keeping our vans fully stocked. Call Precision Garage Door Service of Orlando today to schedule your repair. Precision Garage Door. Garage doors done right.
Be ambitious. Be determined. Be mindful about your money and become whatever you want to be. With the lowest college tuition in Central Florida, you can earn your degree at Valencia College. In fact, about 40% of our students pay nothing to attend. So be on a budget and become a college student. Apply now at valenciacollege.edu. Classes start August 18th.
Orlando's premier comedy club and restaurant is the Funny Bone, located at Point Orlando. This week, the Funny Bone welcomes Eddie Griffin, June 13th and 14th.
Yeah, I ain't trying to go to jail about no drinking, because you get to jail, ain't no drinking.
Check out the star-studded calendar and showtimes online at orlando.funnybone.com. Full kitchen and bar available, as well as parking discounts for all guests. Follow us on all social media platforms and get your tickets now at orlando.funnybone.com.
Come on, man. Cameraman. Yes, you. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. You cannot hire anybody. Gen Z workers are absolute garbage. You cannot hire good help these days. Hey, stand here, hold the tiny camera. When I walk by, move the camera. Real difficult instructions. Unbelievable. Lazy ass youth employees. I will fire you so fast. Head spin. Okay. News Junkie Josh is super funny. I love hearing him on the radio again. Oh, Josh is great. Josh is such a gamer. I mean, just look at this guy. He stays here during the breaks. Look, just sitting there doing work. Just sitting there hanging out. And maybe it's spreading because even C-Lane's here during the break. You see that? What do you make of this? You aren't wrong about Gen Z, utterly useless individuals. Hey, I'm going to fight you on that. Hang on. I'm going to fight you on this. I have actually seen a bunch of young Gen Z people in the workforce, including some of Courtney's nieces and a bunch of other people that I've run into that just are like young and getting into the workforce. And so many of them have actually been bucking that trend. They've been hard workers who like save money like crazy. They're really focused and dedicated. And mostly they are from lower to middle income households. That's where the actual good workers are. That's where like good Gen Z people are in general are. It's the upper shelf, rich, wealthy Gen Z kids. Like that fucking guy on the protest video the other day is like, oh, are you gonna miss work? Oh no. And you go, fuck you, buddy. That's the kind of person, even though he's not Gen Z, apparently he's like a 38-year-old college student or something. But a lot of them really work hard still. The lower income and lower middle income Gen Z people are eager. They want to work. The rich ones are assholes. Big surprise. Josh's eye. YouTube with the old people takes? It happens. Millennials are the worst, says Chaos. They bitch all the time about not getting enough, and they deserve more like shut up and put the fries in the bag. Shut up and put the fries in the bag will really bring a lot of them back down to earth, I think. Somebody's got to do it. Put the fries in the bag.
You are live. At University, we offer a full suite of nursing programs from pre-licensure to doctoral, online and
Auto and take those presets for a spin.
At Rasmussen University, we offer a full suite of nursing programs from pre-licensure to doctoral, online and on campus. Programs vary by campus. Learn more at rasmussen.edu/Florida.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
Because the newspapers don't come with cliff notes or potentially offensive accents.
Gonna need Yeah, I'm going to need some expert help here, whether you like it or not. I'm sorry. I'm going to need that. We'll get to why in just a moment here. You can join the show. Send a dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com to record yours right now, or email the show tips@thenewsjunkie.com. Okay, I need your advice. I just do. I don't care if you don't want to give it to me. I got a text from somebody. All right. We'll call him my son. Because he is.
A weird name.
Yeah, we'll call him my son because he is.
And what did my
actually
son text you?
Hang on. Let me see if I can. Is there a way for me to show you this without showing everybody's numbers and whatnot?
Drag the numbers out of the view of the screen.
I can kind of do that, but not. Okay. I think I got this, Celine. Hang with me. No, can't do that.
Drag the numbers out of the view of the screen.
Was the expert advice you needed how to use a laptop?
No, will you guys shut up? I'm just trying to show you what's going on, man.
We'll send you to an adult learning class at the library this weekend.
All right, here we go. I got, don't show yet. I'll tell you when.
That is a hideous view.
Okay, this is the best I could do so I could block off the number, all right? I got a text from my son, and he says, hey, where should I get my first real tattoo? Face, ?
No.
And I said, deaf face. Deaf face. And then he goes, I'm doing a Friday the 13th flash for the first time.
Ooh, not face.
Because it's actually Jason's birthday today. And then he sends this around. Now, get off my screen if you don't mind. All right. He sends this because he goes, I'm going to get the one on the right. And I said, this? Buddy, you're going to get a Pokemon tattoo, man?
The one on the far right?
The one on the far right, he says. And I said, you're getting a Pokemon tattoo? I said, look, I'm the guy who's going to tell you, make sure you really want this, whatever tattoo you get, because getting them removed is painful and terrible and expensive. It sucks in every way possible. Now, I'm not going to tell him not to get a tattoo. He's a young guy making all the decisions that young guys make and good for him.
Decisions.
You know what I meant, jerk. He's making decisions and he's doing his thing. And I don't show this. I said, make sure it's something you really want. Trust me, getting them removed sucks. I said, is that a Pokemon? It is. I'm content with having Gengar tattooed.
Yes.
Gengar. Do you know what that is, Josh?
That's a Pokemon.
Gengar? Why?
He has ground, psychic, and ghost abilities.
Wow. Okay. Well, then never mind. I completely take this.
There's your answer, dumbass.
Yeah. What an idiot! I can't believe I screwed that up. I'm so sorry.
Parents don't get it.
There's no reason ever, as a parent, by the way, to respond to any of this stuff and go, "No, you're not doing any of that." Blah blah blah. It's just like, well, think about what you're doing. You want to get that Snarzard on your face, then think about the implications.
Did you at least tell him that you were not serious about the face part?
No. I want it to be out there. People make mistakes.
You want Dylan to get a tattoo on his face?
I want Dylan to learn lessons in life. And if getting a tattoo on his face is what leads him to one of those lessons,
he's going to become a SoundCloud rapper named Little Gengar now.
Really good. I would like to, Josh. I would like to.
He's not even that little anymore.
Big Gengar.
My son Dylan? No. I think he's taller than me at this point. But I wanted to do like a full sit down and confrontation with him and do an intervention where I brought in Joker Gang, who used to call the show. And be like, this guy tattooed his whole face like the Joker, Dylan. Do you think that was a good idea? What do you think about that? You want to get the Zerzard on your face now? Probably not, I would think. But let me know what the best advice is here. I think it truly is just, do whatever your heart says.
Joker Gang's first tattoo was?
I don't know, but it might have been a Pokemon.
I wonder if it was something small, something conservative.
Yeah, no big deal. Just a little Pokemon tattoo to get us started. All right, let's go over to the crazy story of the week. That was this Air India flight. And the most amazing thing about it was there was so much footage. One was the Air India flight had, and let me make sure this is from the same flight because I saw this. I've seen different things. Some of it wasn't from the same Air India flight. This is people filming that a bunch of the electronics were busted before takeoff. This is inside. They said the AC is not working.
People, they are using these magazines.
The TVs keep going off in the backs of the seats.
And as usual, your TV screens are also not working.
He's tapping the screens. He's like, nothing's working here as usual. Like Air India, I am not flying you if this is what people were saying before your plane crashed. As usual, nothing works on this piece of junk here. And they're tapping the screens.
Button or calling the cabin.
Wow. Is that a plane phone?
Nothing. Not even it is working.
This plane looks old.
It is an old plane.
Nothing's working.
What you're providing. And as usual, that is why Air India is considered as one of the...
So this guy's just complaining. Like he's
Air
India sucks.
When do you think was the last time you flew on a plane that had phone in the seats?
Oh, God.
Within the last 10 years, I think.
No.
Yeah. Well, they might not have been usable because they were phasing them out. Like you used to be able to sit and see where they welded the ashtrays shut.
Yeah, definitely. I've absolutely been on many planes with ashtrays still, probably within the last 10 to 15 years.
All the planes still have to have ashtrays in the bathroom.
No, but on the seat, like on the armrest, on the actual armrest. Do they? Why they have to have an ashtray in the bathroom where you can't smoke on the plane? It's a federal crime.
Because if people do it anyway, if they break the law, you have to have somewhere to put it.
Oh, I see. You have to have like a place where you can put it out. That makes sense.
I'm going to start smoking in the plane bathroom now.
The problem is our entire country is run by
Spears.
kids with Charizard tattoos on their face now, and this is what all the hell is coming
their
to.
fathers didn't tell them that it was a dumb idea.
Ceylon, you can't yell at your kids and just tell them what to do in all scenarios. You have to give them the best advice. You have to say, hey, and you should know this. Your son is what? How many months old now?
What's after a year and a half? 19?
19? Oh,
going on
boy.
20?
Oh my God, he's 19 months old.
And
does Jackson have a face tattoo yet or no?
Not yet.
Strange thing is, if he was to choose one, it probably would be the same thing that Dylan is attempting to pick out here. Coming up on 25 years old for him. It's quite a ride.
That kid likes Family Guy is what we learned.
Yeah, it's true. He's into that. First thing is going to be because he laughed at Peter from Family Guy. He's going to get that tattoo. But after the plane took off, you had a survivor. And the survivor was like running around the streets. And he's walking past these people filming heads rolling down the asphalt after the plane crash. And they're like, whoa, you're alive. And he goes, yes, I am alive. And now he's telling his story. So let me translate for you because I do indeed speak the language. I speak both Pashtun and various other dialects in Indian. And I'll tell you what he's saying because he's describing what he saw and how he got away. Everything happened in front of me, in front of my eyes. I still can't believe myself how I came out alive. For a little while I thought I was going to die, but I opened my eyes. I tried to escape. I pulled out the belt from under my seat and tried to escape. Then I managed to do it. I saw others and the air hostess in front of me who couldn't escape, he says. What happened after takeoff?
It's weird
Soon
that you
after
finished the
takeoff,
sentence before he did.
Just because I'm anticipating what they're going to be saying in this language. I'm so familiar with it.
Right.
Are you calling me out here? Or is there?
I only got a couple classes into this particular language, but I felt like you also skipped some words, in the previous answer.
I didn't skip any words. I was just giving you the translation of what the guy was saying through my knowledge of Pashtun.
Got it.
Let me do my job, please. Soon after takeoff, within maybe 10 seconds, it felt like the plane was stuck. It felt like something happened, like a light came on, like a green and white light came on inside the plane. The pilot was trying to give a bit of a push to push it forward, but it was struggling. And then it went straight into a building. I don't know what that was. What was it? It was a hostel in a hospital.
Oh, jeez.
Yes, the hostel. It all happened in front of me, he says. This bro is way chill considering he picked seat 11A right on the emergency exit. His plane exploded. Everybody on the plane died, and this dude survived. He walked out, jumped out the emergency exit, and he survived. He's very chill considering that circumstances. What's actually his real reality here. Did you come out of the plane after it hit the hostel? No, the side I landed on wasn't the side on the hostel, he says. It landed on the ground floor side of the hostel. I don't know about the other side, but it was open on this side. So if he were on the other side of the plane, it would have been pinned against a building, and he would not have been able to get out. Like, obviously, the emergency door would not have opened. That makes sense. I see. So he's saying he wouldn't have been able to get out.
Didn't really discuss how he didn't help any of his fellow passengers after putting on his own mask. And
my friend, I don't care what the flight attendants say to me. I don't care what the pilot says to me. If a plane is in a fireball and you are smashing into the ground, it is straight up every man, woman, and child for themselves. It is everybody for themselves. Of course, you get your
Parkland
people.
security guard of you.
No, I get my own people, but I'm not the security guard. You know, I'm just a man. I'm a strong man. And some might say a cool man. But I'm not. It's not my job first to save all these people's lives, thank God. As soon as the door broke, he says, I could see that it was open for me, and I had a chance to get out. Then I managed to get out, but the opposite side, the wall of the building, would have blocked people, and nobody would have been able to get out. That's so crazy. Nobody else lived, I don't think, except for this one guy. He said it was really only my side where there was space to get out, but still, I don't know how I survived, he says. Because I could see in front of my eyes the air hostess and others, just everybody caught in it. Did you just walk out on foot? Yes, when the fire erupted, I burned my left hand, he said. Damn, that's wild. That is wild to think about that. And this guy survived this, the unthinkable. Let us know what you think, what you would have done in that circumstance. Would you have stopped and tried to help everybody else? Or plane crashes, fireball pops up, every man for himself. What do you think? Let us know. Go to thenewsjunkie.com and record your audio or video dispatch right now. Quick break. When we come back, we'll hear from more of you. A lot of you chiming in today. And a man gets sick. He was so upset, so stressed by something he heard was going to happen between him and his wife that he lost it a little bit. Now, I'm not going to play that for you because I don't know if you're eating something, but I'll tell you why this guy freaked out that much. And the reason is kind of insane. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Tickets for the 2025 Real Radio Charity Poker Tournament presented by JustCallMode.com go on sale June 17th. Details at realradio.fm/poker.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center, Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
Keep an eye out for a disabled vehicle off to the shoulder, causing congestion at the ramp junction where Florida's Turnpike and the Beach Line meet. There's a crash getting cleared up here on Highway 1792 at Monroe Road. Keep an eye out for a crash off to the shoulder on I-4 eastbound at Lake Mary Boulevard. Traffic's starting to slow down once you get off the ramp from Florida's Turnpike to I-75 northbound. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Now more than ever, Lowe's knows you want the lowest price. With their lowest price guarantee, if you find a qualifying lower price on the same item, they'll match it. Price match applies to the same item, current price at qualifying retailers. Exclusions and terms apply. Learn how they'll match price at Lowe's.com/lowest price guarantee.
The official drink of summer is here. Eye Candy Energy Drink. 3 delicious flavors, original, sugar-free, and sugar-free cotton candy. Taste the sweet life at iCandyEnergyDrink.com.
Hey, it's that mortgage guy, Don. Good news, commercial and SBA loan rates are falling too. Get a quote to refinance your business loan today at thatmortgageguyDon.com.
Let's go, Mike. What do you think? Should Dylan get a tattoo on his face?
No, I don't think Dylan should get a tattoo on his face.
You should get a tattoo on your face.
That's a nightmare.
Right here on your cheek.
That,
Mario on one side, Luigi on the other.
Guy,
Oh.
right here.
Yeah, you did. That's a bad idea. But it doesn't surprise me that the smash guy, Kai, got a tattoo on his face. What can I do for you?
I'm leaving.
Did you make an appointment to speak with me, or is this an impromptu?
I can lock you in there.
I know that you can do that. Why do you threaten that?
I'm just saying I can.
What do you think if I said that to you? If I just started to threaten to lock you in certain
I didn't
rooms?
threaten it. I just said I can.
What do you think that is? That's a threat.
I mean, I can do a lot of things.
If I said, I could shoot you in the face right now.
No, you can't because there's not a gun in here.
I could stab you in the face right now.
I'm closer to the knives.
Okay. Get out of here. Leave. Bye. Be safe, please.
Thank you.
Unbelievable. Folks, it's noon on Friday. Celebrate yourself. You've worked hard to get here, or at least a little bit. I do want to tell you, chat, that you absolutely should, whether you want to get in on some gifted subs if there's an opportunity today, or just subscribe to secret shows. Last night was show 420. We started out slow. We got the motor humming with some basic stories, and then by the end of the show, all absolute hell broke loose. I will have that up by 5 p.m. The Secret Show 420 will be up by 5 p.m. Tanya says, Sean, you should get a matching tat with young Wasson for Father's Day. I don't know. He told me the tattoos, because it's Friday the 13th, are only $41. That's really cheap for a tattoo. And maybe I'm just crazy here, all right? Maybe I'm just crazy. I wonder if a tattoo artist doing $41 tattoos might be rushing through those. Little bit fast. Little bit too fast. Not everyone gets seen during the 13th flash sale. Oh, I'm sure. I mean, we've been before when they were doing flash sales, like a place in New Orleans and a couple other places, and they literally had a line outside the tattoo place around the block. You're waiting in a line. It's not like a line for a ride where it's going to move pretty quickly. It's a line for tattoos. Every person is going to take at least a while. Crazy. Craziness. All right, we're coming back, folks. A man vomited after he heard something that was going to happen between him and his partner. Here we go.
That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
Pathfinders, Rogues, now with 0% APR for up to 60 months. Make a splash at OrlandoNissan.com.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Coming to you live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Accidents happen, but Mo's here to help. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Visit JustCallMo.com or call 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeart radio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free new and improved iHeart Radio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
Radio. 104.1.
Occupying the space between high society and prison tattoos. This is the News Junkie.
That's me. It's the three best friends you never knew you had, going through the most viral stories of the day. We have fun here. We talk about everything happening, serious, unserious. We bring the unseriousness to the serious stuff. We have a little bit of a time here each day. Learn more about the show. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. I got to tell you, celebrities, they are just like us, except way, way dumber. They are way dumber than us, now that I think about it. And when I saw this story about somebody, I've always kind of viewed this guy, like, I think he's a decent actor, but I've always viewed him as a little bit weird. There's been a couple of stories that have popped up with this celebrity's name, and I'm going, argh. And now when I see this one, I go, I know I'm going to piss off a whole bunch of hippies, but I tend to piss off at least one group of people per day. So maybe today's the hippies day. Maybe not. Maybe the hippies even like agree with me. I don't know who's in this crowd, but the person who's famous that did this in this story is Orlando Bloom, who I know from what, Pirates of the Caribbean? Orlando Bloom was in, I think.
Yes.
Right?
I haven't really seen a lot of those movies. I think I just know him from being famous.
Yeah, and being with Katy Perry. He's with Katy Perry.
Yeah.
And I think he had his donger out.
On the paddleboard.
On a paddleboard,
he was
right?
in Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. He's a guy. He's out there, Orlando Bloom. He's a guy.
He's just a guy.
celebrity just like you and me.
Lord of the Rings and Pirates of the Caribbean, 2 franchises I've managed to avoid, so I really have not seen a whole lot of his work.
You haven't seen any of the best franchises. Have you ever seen a little franchise called The Incredibles?
No.
Get out of here.
Those are pretty good.
All right.
Get
See you
out.
guys. Josh,
Have you
know
seen
how the
Miss
new buttons
Incredible?
work?
Come on. Yeah, I know.
I mean, come on.
Was Miss
Orlando
Incredible
Bloom.
the one with a good butt?
Yes, she is.
Absolute
Orlando
dump
Bloom.
truck.
Here's what he was up to. You tell me if this was insanity, if this is a weirdo celebrity behavior, which I think it is, but just tell me. Orlando Bloom spent over $10,000, according to some of these stories. This is from TCD that has a whole story about this for whatever reason. And they said he spent $10,000, which is no small sum of money, right? It's more than I think even a boob job these days.
True.
I think 10 grand is pretty steep. And this is from the Yahoo Entertainment Wire. Orlando Bloom spends over $10,000 on blood filtering procedure to remove microplastics from his body.
That man got sold snake oil.
That's what I think, right? I get it. Everybody talks about the microplastics, and you got microplastics in your junk, and microplastics are unavoidable and everywhere. And I guess if you start to think about things like that, there is some truth that all these tiny invisible particles do surround us, and the things that rub off of plastics are all over. Like when you're walking around in the streets, they're usually, by the way, not from what you think they're from. They're from things like your tires on the road and such.
Right.
But these microplastics, it's a big fear thing that a lot of people have. Everybody who's not Courtney, who will just straight up drink hot water car. Bottle of water, been in the car for 7 weeks, glug, 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 glug.
Hot water car.
Hot car water. I'm sorry. Hot car water. I'm still stoned, I told you. Sticking with me after the secret show last night. But Orlando Bloom spent $10,000 on this, which is just, it sounds like craziness to me. It sounds like some hippie nonsense where they go, trust us, this is going to make you so much healthier. And they hit you with some general things that, do you have what might be considered malaise? Do you have tired blood? Are you feeling a little more exhausted than you should be? Well, have this blood filtering procedure. Actor Orlando Bloom has sparked conversation recently after undergoing a $10,000, $13,000 US actually, blood filtering procedure designed to remove microplastics and other chemicals from his body. The Lord of the Rings and Pirates of the Caribbean star posted a picture on his Instagram story from Clarify Clinics in London. The treatment, called Clary, involves a 2-hour plasma exchange process where blood is drawn, separated into red blood cells and plasma, filtered and returned to the body. They said the procedure can remove between 90 and 99% of microplastics, as well as other forever chemicals. I just feel like, and Orlando Bloom is like, it's getting the toxic chemicals from my body. And I just feel like you'll probably leave this and go, oh my God, I'm so invigorated. I feel amazing. But
how'd he say it again?
All the microplastics are gone, mate. They're out of my body now. Did I change that from the first one to the second one?
You're teetering between Australian and Scottish, but also one of the Beatles at the same time.
I'm doing the best I can. The treatment is gaining attention.
It's not good enough.
At a time when public interest in microplastics is growing. These tiny plastic fragments smaller than 5 millimeters have been detected in the human brain, reproductive organs, and bloodstream. Well, guess what? Even if they're in our junk, even if they're in our bloodstream, everything seems to be working still. You can still make kids. Are there more autistic ones out there? Maybe there are. But I don't think it's as a response to the microplastics. I think this is kind of witchery. I think this is kind of like a made-up thing. But maybe somebody out there has done this before. Have you had the microplastic filtering procedure for 10 to 13K? Go for it. Let us know what you think. Go over to thenewsjunkie.com. These damn celebrities, just like us. Can I point something else out?
What's that?
Sure.
Sealand is not up with the latest music. He wouldn't know about this. But Josh might more so be.
Uh-huh.
And there's a new type of rapping that's taking off. I don't know what to say about it, man.
Are they not mumbling anymore? Did they stop the mumbling?
It's not mumbling anymore, but I think it's worse. I somehow think this is worse. And I want you guys to tell me how you feel about this and what your opinions are, okay? This is a new type of rapping that is starting to catch fire, and it's from mostly white people in Kentucky. And already my alarm bells are up. I'm like, okay, there's been some great white rappers, sure, yeah, but
I don't know that she's going to be one.
What, this woman right here? Know. All right, let's see what she says. Here she goes.
Let me teach you about the dirt. The baby, these girls right here go.
All right, so far, instant impressions.
What she said?
I have no idea. I have no idea what she's saying, but I can tell you, this might be offensive to some, but just deal with it, I guess. There's 1,000% chance in my book, like 1,000% chance. Like, did Jussie Smollett actually hoax himself? Chance, that level of chance. There's no way this woman talks like this. This is not her voice. If you put a gun to her head.
You think?
Yes, 100%. If you put a gun, you were like, stop. Use your regular voice right now. You put a gun to her head, she would go, okay, I'm so sorry. And she would talk differently.
I think you might be wrong.
You think this is actually how this woman speaks?
She's from the hills of Kentucky. She's bound to have some sort of accent.
Is there an interview with her somewhere?
It's a good question. Hang on.
Off of that shine, we drinking dirty, baby. Ain't scared to get dirty, baby. Cornbread filled, we curve it, baby. Hung get you a KY.
I think it's being sung in front of a KFC if that needs to be said.
It's Kentucky.
If that needs to be said to spread things out a little bit more.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean the KFC signed off on this. You know, anybody can just show up and make music videos places. We've seen it 100 times.
Zach says redneck rap. Well, redneck rap is nothing new. Country folks, they won't tell you all the time, but they love things in this order. Number 1, their truck. Number 2, beer. Number 3, country music. And number 4, rap. Those are their top 4, really. Those are the ones that they absolutely like. So country people love nothing. Like when Nelly did the country crossover, when people started to do that stuff, people love it. People absolutely love it.
People love it.
But this is more like, I feel like she's pretending. Somebody calls it hick hop, maybe.
Bitch, we on it, turn him purdy, baby. Sweet like cream and tea, spicy like a shot of whiskey. Like
you think she's whiskey like a shot of whiskey. Like, in the real world, she ain't speaking like that. She's not talking that way. It's not actually her accent. Decon says on YouTube, this is the result of being inbred. Whew. All right.
This is 100% Jelly Roll's fault. Completely.
You think so?
Yes.
Yeah.
He made the jump from like white rapper that wasn't very good to country guy that's not very good, and now everyone thinks they can do it.
Well, do you take that back to Kid Rock too, or no? You don't think he was sort of like one of the people who opened that door?
I felt he was more appropriating a culture than forming his own version of it.
Kid Rock, though, was doing rock rap, and it just kind of leaned country. She sounds like if you bring it back enough that you can hear her do that whiskey thing again, she sounds like she's doing black voice.
That's what I'm saying. Like, this ain't her voice.
She's doing the Cardi B.
Got the win.
Sweet like cream and tea, spicy like a shot of whiskey.
Whiskey. That is not her voice. All this started because Aerosmith decided to do a song with Run DMC, and it all exploded from there.
You're right. Nothing would have been mixed up again if Aerosmith hadn't done that.
No. Angry Little Viking on YouTube says, I'm country, and Sean got it wrong. I don't even drink, LOL. Maybe. I don't know. Marla says, if this was Eminem, not famous, would be saying this same thing? I think so, because the early Eminem that I heard was kind of like, he sounded like his own person. He didn't sound like that kid who hung out with the cool black kids for 2 days and then came back to his parents and was like, what's up, Mom? And like, okay, knock that nonsense off.
Eminem, cut his teeth at like clubs where they did battles, and he like was in rap. This woman is making her boobs look nice in front of a KFC with a fake ass wrestling mic.
Sweet Grammy's tea, spicy like a shot of whiskey. It's stuck in my head now.
They're not coming up the same way here.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Sweet like Grammy tea, spicy like a shot of whiskey.
Whiskey. And she does that little move, right? At the same time.
I'm in. Thank you.
Somebody please slap that cringy broad. How dare you? This is a result of microplastics, says Bort Johnson. We need to filter this lady. Get her on the filter. Somebody give me 13 grand stat. We need to make this happen. What do we think of Kentucky rapping? Is very, very new, I guess. Very new. Let us know your thoughts. Send them over at thenewsjunkie.com. A man has gotten sick, and I won't play that for you because I don't want you to have to hear that just in case you're eating or something. But there's a show on Channel 4 in the UK. They get wild over there.
Yeah, they do.
It's called Open House, The Great Sex Experiment, Josh.
Nice.
Okay? You're not invited on the show. Because,
Come on.
You're not having the great sex that they're asking for. Sorry. But me.
You don't know.
That's true. I don't know. Maybe it is.
We just do that at the same time?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, you did. Both, yeah. In stereo, I got chastised, and I probably deserved it. One couple who are on the Great Sex Experiment show, Tom and Lauren, say they're keen to spice things up a bit in the bedroom. All right. After a chat with non-monogamy expert Effie Blue. If you're talking to a non-monogamy expert,
I used to date one.
Your relationship is doomed. If you're like, honey, we need to speak with the non-monogamy expert here. We need to bring them in. We really need somebody who knows what they're doing here. Then Effie said, we want the dynamics to change a bit in this couple. So the non-monogamy expert says, today is about challenging Tom to be independent. And she says, we need your wife to sleep with another man. That's how we're going to solve this problem that you two have in front of you, that you two are facing. And the guy freaked out and puked on the show because he got so scared that he freaked out and he puked and he was like, I can't let this happen. Now, do you think this is going to save this relationship, or would this be failure
you think
for this
his wife's
relationship?
going to bang him now after watching that?
Watching him puke? It's even more pathetic. She's like, nah, this ain't going to help you, buddy, all right? What did I say his name was? Tom? Tom ain't going to help you. But maybe you disagree. Maybe you've gone through this. Maybe you're non-monogamy experts. Send us a dispatch at thenewsjunkie.com, thenewsjunkie.com right now. All right, when we come back, we got something crazy from the Department of Homeland Security. Wait until you hear this. Also, the continuation of that Air India story, not just the person who was able to escape the ball of fire that was the plane after it crashed, but somebody else who, through a series of mistakes, wasn't on board that flight. How would you feel if this was you? The details coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio is the Jim Colbert Show.
Have you ever been come on to by someone really older than you?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think I've
42.
I've never done that. I've never like hooked up with somebody like considerably older than me. That's my wife's job. All right, 407-916-1041.
The Jim Colbert Show. Weekdays at 3 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Traffic's piling up due to an accident getting cleared up on Florida's Turnpike southbound approaching Hancock Road. There's a crash affecting multiple lanes on Orange Blossom Trail southbound at Town Center Boulevard. And look out for an accident getting cleared up here on Highway 1792 northbound at Monroe Road. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Payday. Hardworking people need a hardworking candy bar. Packed with peanuts and filled with golden caramel, Payday is definitely working hard for you. So grab one now to power you through the day. Payday Peanut Caramel Bar. Get to it.
Capital One cardholders can score their iHeartRadio Music Festival tickets right now before anyone else. Tickets are only available while pre-sale tickets last or until today, June 13th at 1 p.m. Eastern. And that's not all. Add a Capital One Access Pass to your pre-sale purchase to attend an exclusive pre-concert event with a private performance from LL Cool J on Friday or Jelly Roll on Saturday. Only available during the cardholder pre-sale.
Pre-sale tickets are limited and will go fast. So visit iHeartRadio.com/Capital One to buy now.
Our iHeartRadio Music Festival, streaming live only on Hulu.
Whoa, it's you, the Capital One bank guy.
That's what they call me.
Mind if I get a selfie?
Yeah, sure thing. Say no fees or minimums on your Capital One checking account.
Wow, that's a keeper. So, where are you heading?
I'm off to spread the good news that Capital One helps people keep more money in their wallet with no overdraft fees.
Oh, you're the best Capital One bank guy.
Hey, mind if I get a selfie?
Sure.
Say, Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
Are you tired of watching your electric bill rise every month? Take control of your energy with Sunwave Energy.
Let's go, Mike. Hey. Got some good stuff on deck. Good stuff here. Hang on. Trying to avoid any face tattoos here. You gotta be on guard for this stuff. What's worse, chat? He says he's getting it on his arm. Hope he doesn't mind. I'm sure he doesn't. But which is worse, chat? And we're not talking about anybody in particular. Like, this is not referencing anybody, so don't get upset. Which is worse? Face tattoo, lower back tattoo. Which one is worse? Face tattoo, lower back tattoo. Face tattoo, lower back tattoo. Which one is worse? Face tattoo is worse? 0 tats, 0 piercings, and I'm good. Alicia says face. Everybody's saying face. I don't know. Why do I personally feel like a lower back tattoo might be worse? I'd rather have some Mike Tyson shit. 3 minutes and we're coming back. For a dude or a chick, for a guy or a gal, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Either or. Can I tell you worst tattoo for a woman? And I'm sorry I'm being judgy. Sorry I'm being judgy. Forgive me in advance, okay? Worst tattoo for a woman? Am I right? Worst tattoo for a woman? I'm getting the Harry Potter scar tattooed on my forehead. I got that over here anyways. Old war wound. Somebody took one of those News Junkie posters and smashed it over my head one time. It's a whole story. Two minutes. Looks like Dylan is following the footsteps of his father with bad tattoos. You don't know that it's going to be bad. Maybe it's great. Also, I have some great tattoos too. Just for the record. It's just some bad decisions. Your son is just following your footsteps? What do you expect? "90 seconds. Would you rather have your tramp stamp re-tattooed or get paw prints up your thigh? Neither. I'm going to say no to both, okay? I'm going to say no. All right, we're coming back, everybody. Saddle up. All right, we need to switch this up. All right, we're ready, baby. We're ready, baby. Ready, boo? Let's get this. Coming back now.
Products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
June is champion season, and Fox Sports Radio is where you come to talk about it. NBA Finals, OKC, and Indiana are going off.
Tyrese Halliburton is here to stay.
Stanley Cup Panthers and Oilers are bringing the heat.
Can the Panthers make it back-to-back?
MLB is getting straight spicy.
Ohtani, he's better than Babe Ruth.
To the ice, to the diamond. Get the takes, guests, and stay locked in. Search Fox Sports Radio and make it your next preset on the free iHeartRadio app.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Dispensing unsolicited advice on a wide range of pointless topics.
We'll tap into some of that in just a moment here on the show, plus something wild from the Department of Homeland Security as well that you're going to want to check out. All right, that is on the way too. I want to get to Trump talking about the Iran stuff. Let's see what he said. Let's see what's going on there. Let's see how bad things are going to get. But first, I want to yell for just a bit because this is insane and dumb in every way. And I want to tell you that sometimes you think going back is a better idea. Sometimes you think rolling back time is a better idea. And I say this as a man who thinks that the Unabomber was right. I think that the Unabomber was right, okay? Craziness that I'm saying here.
About the bombings?
About the idea that technology was going to end up being something really bad for humanity overall. Really, really good and amazing and all these awesome things we get to do and like flying around with Wi-Fi and AI and all the rest. But really some bad things to do with like human interactions and such. But Gen Z, if this story is to be believed, and I don't know if I believe it, I'll bring this up so you can see what I'm talking about here in just a second. Gen Z has decided that the time has arrived for a digital detox, which is hilarious if it was at all true, because Gen Z is probably the most connected generation that's ever existed. It just is. It's the most connected generation that ever exists. C-Lane's little kid Jackson's going to be more connected. Kid's already been on like tablets and stuff, right? Like I don't know all the time or anything, but
he hasn't. But a lot of the kids that are just a little bit older than him, year or two especially, a lot of them, will be out with families. And
can he mess around with hitting buttons and like on a phone and stuff?
I haven't downloaded. They do have iPad apps, I think, like little games and stuff that are made for the smallest of small children, like infants, to try and get them just to learn the basics of pointing and tapping at something and having it move around. Yeah. I haven't tried that with him yet, but he does, he mimics people, so he does what he sees, and so when he picks up phones, he tap, 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 or him and my other friend's little kid go, chiz.
That's funny. All right. Well, he's attached already in some minor ways to technology.
He's more attached to the big screen.
Yeah, some of these Gen Z kids now want a digital detox, and the dumbest thing in the world is this. They're saying, and there's probably 5 kids, but they're saying that the digital detox is in full effect this summer, and Gen Zers are going out and getting Blackberries. So 2 things. One, I feel like it would be a pain in the ass to get a BlackBerry with service in 2025.
Yeah.
Did Blackberries have Wi-Fi?
Maybe the later models.
Yeah, maybe like toward the end when they were just becoming more internet phones. And because Blackberries were particularly...
Blackberries.
They were different at the beginning, Josh. Blackberries at the beginning, it was like, oh, you could get work email on your phone.
Yeah.
And that was the unique thing for this. And Blackberries were mostly work phones. Like you might have your phone and then your Blackberry for work stuff. And they exploded everywhere. And now Gen Z, at least 5 people, are saying you got to roll back to these things. Gen Z is embracing an analog lifestyle. That's not analog.
Analog lifestyle.
One that swaps doom scrolling and endless screen time for simpler pleasures. On TikTok and Pinterest, young people are fueling a movement.
If they think that a cell phone with no internet, which I think the Blackberries had limited internet capabilities, emailing and stuff, But if they think that a cell phone that's not a smartphone is analog,
that's what they think.
Oh.
They're like, I've got to go back to something like the typewriter or the BlackBerry. And well, hold on, that's not analog.
I'm unplugged.
There is a thing that always makes me want to actually people, and I mostly just shut up about it because it's very nitpicky.
Oh,
but it annoys me as a person with a music background. Whenever like a big stadium show has the band like all of a sudden appear on the other side of the stadium on a much smaller stage, and they're like, they performed that on the acoustic stage. I was like, no, there's still a keyboard and electric bass. Like one person had an acoustic guitar, everybody else is still electric.
All words, all definitions.
It's just a tiny stage.
Everything's wiped out. This person says, I just saw a video of a girl unboxing a BlackBerry in 2025. I've been saying for years the BlackBerry era was the most C-word slay that there was. Please, BlackBerry, I beg you to make your move and make a comeback, says this young Gen Z woman. Gen Z bullish on BlackBerry phones, it says. And it shows a bunch of them. And again, like 5 people, probably 5 youngsters firing up their BlackBerries and surfing the web. But I'm going to tell you flat out, it is a miserable experience. It is a miserable experience. Having all those little tiny keys.
Wait. The BlackBerry that they're showing has Netflix on it. This is not. This is basically just a small iPhone with a damn keyboard.
These are not the BlackBerries of yore.
No. This is different. This is refreshing my iPhone 5. Oh, that's an iPhone. Is it a case that makes it like a BlackBerry? No way. All right, so she's putting a case on her iPhone. No, that's different. That's not it.
That's cute.
You went to a different video, I think.
I just clicked the thing, man. I don't know.
Calm down.
I'm trying to go to the thing that I was looking for. All right, is this it? This is it. This is it. Hang on. Just give me a second.
This is a BlackBerry Classic Q20 from 2014. I bought this secondhand off carousel for 2,500 pesos or about 40 USD.
That's $40.
I remember my mom having a BlackBerry for work, and I'd steal it off of her
Discord.
As someone who loves collecting nostalgic tech,
I don't know. I almost want to call nonsense on this because is there any way a 2014 or whatever year she said BlackBerry would even run the software like Discord and Spotify and stuff?
It would be contingent upon whether the services backend still support old versions of the software. Some of them phase them out.
Yeah, I guess. But would they even have the power, like the processing power? That seems crazy.
If they had the processing power back then.
Yeah, I guess if they still support it, like if these, I mean, it's crazy to me that
2014 was just 11 years ago.
But you got those little tiny letters on that keyboard smushed next to each other. And 2 hands, you got 1 hand on either side typing on these little keys. It sucks. It's worse in every way, folks. Don't go for it, Zoomers, all right? I like you guys most of the time. I like you guys, and I'll support you, but I cannot support this as a long-run move. Let us know what you think. Send us a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com. What do you think about this? The Department of Homeland Security has sent out a new poster, like a poster. You know, they used to have the ones with Uncle Sam and whatnot?
Yeah.
And they go, what is Uncle Sam going to, what are you going to do for your country? All that kind of stuff. Hang on, I got to find the actual poster. Let me just go on X/Twitter.
Are you confusing Uncle Sam with JFK?
No. Uncle Sam is
Sam is ask not.
No, that's not. No. Uncle Sam is we want you.
Yeah.
We want you to represent your country.
The other thing.
This is apparently the real deal. This is a new DHS, Department of Homeland Security poster. It looks like it's from World War II. And this is what they have posted out there from the Department of Homeland Security. Well, we got all these ICE protests and stuff going on this weekend. It says, help your country and yourself. And it's got Uncle Sam, and he's got a little hammer, and he's like nailing in this poster that says, help your country and yourself. And then it says, report all foreign invaders. And it's got the number for ICE at the bottom. And there's something kind of strange looking about it. It's like,
I'd bet money they used AI to make that.
You think so?
Yeah, the way the letters are.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
there's something about, especially the cursive letters, they look a little bit weird, but it's Uncle Sam, and he's putting up, help your country and yourself, report all foreign invaders, call ICE. And you haven't seen these kind of things in the old-fashioned style, like the World War II style, the signs that they would put up everywhere, keep calm, carry on, all those kind of things.
Right.
You haven't seen this in a while, but this is them actually bringing that back, World War II style. Let us know what you think. Send us a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com. All right, real quick. One thing behind the scenes, if you can, on the screen I look at, can you roll that back so I can see what time this segment started at? All right, ignore that. Now we move on. The person who we talked about earlier had survived from that Air India plane crash. They had survived. Thank you. Perfect. They survived the Air India plane crash, and they were walking the streets, and they were seeing all the chaos. Everybody had their phones out recording them. But there's another person, another woman, who said that she was supposed to get on the flight, but she forgot something at her house. So on the way to the airport to get on this Air India flight, she stops, she turns around and goes back home. She gets whatever she had left behind. Then she gets in her car, and much like Home Alone or something, she's hauling ass to the airport. She does not want to miss her flight. She's stressing out. She's yelling at everybody who comes in contact with her, cutting in and out of traffic, weaving in and out. Shows up to the airport. Not enough time. I got to haul ass. She tries to squeeze through security when she's at the airport. She gets like almost to the point where she's going to start running as fast as she can for the flight, and she realizes, I missed it. The Air India flight has taken off, and I missed the damn flight. That sucks. She hears about 30 minutes later or something that the flight crashed and that she would have been on board were she not to have been late. It's one of those stories that just makes you kind of think. Makes you kind of think. But at the moment, sure, because do you know how mad, how angry this person probably was who was missing their flight? Oh, God, I never get anything right. And then you probably couldn't be happier that you were a little bit late to that particular flight. Let us know how you'd feel if you were in that situation. Send us a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com. All right, let's go over to Chaos. Talking about, I mentioned my son Dylan is talking about getting a tattoo this weekend.
What's up, News Junkies? Happy today.
You too.
I love all the chaos. Chaos is great. It's the greatest thing around. You gotta love the chaos. So I support Dylan's tattoo. Gengar's the best.
Pokemon tattoo.
Literally one of the best Pokemon ever.
He said, just for the record, I'm texting back and forth with Dylan. He says he's going to get this tattoo. And I go, hey, trust me, from my perspective, don't get one you don't want, because getting them removed is 10,000 times worse than getting a tattoo. It is expensive as hell. It is real pricey. Might be 5 G's to get like a full tattoo removed if you really want that thing gone all the way. And every single session you have is going to be murderous. So he's like, nah, I want this. I want this. Okay. All right. You make your decisions in your life. He goes, it's $45. And I'm like, $45?
I thought it was supposed to be $13. That's what the tattoo shops do a lot of times. Friday the 13th, they offer $13 tattoos.
Not in this economy, pal.
No, I guess not.
But
I guess
45
not.
is too cheap for what the standard is now. Usually they'll charge like $130 or so.
I mean, it makes me a little wary, but let us know what you think about that as well. Send in all your feedback to the website, the newsjunkie.com is where you can send those dispatches, or the email tips@thenewsjunkie.com. When we come back, the next episode is going down. Josh is working diligently over at HQ. I see him. He's taking notes. He's getting ready. And we're going to get set up for, of course, the next episode. And then This Week in Florida. That's what's on deck right here. Don't miss any of it. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio, at 7, it's a corporate time with Tom and Dan, brought to you by MyEternalVitality.com and Modern Plumbing Industries. At 8 p.m., it's Bungalower and the Bus. And at 9, we all find out what the hell Angel is listening to tonight on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Odoo.com Weather Center, Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
A
Central Florida, and happy Friday. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your forecast. And today will be another hot and steamy summer-like day across Central Florida with highs well into the low 90s, but feeling closer to the low 100s. We'll also see the return of a couple of hit-and-miss showers and storms for this afternoon. We're only low looking at around a 30 to 40% chance, as best chances look to take place close to the I-75 corridor. As we head to Father's Day weekend, we'll be expecting hit-and-miss showers and storms. Don't cancel those plans. Highs in the mid-90s. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
This report is sponsored by Rocket. Rocket.com is the new home for all things home ownership. Whether you're buying your first home, finding your next one, or unlocking home equity to fund one of your dreams, there's only one destination that has everything you need to get started, all under one roof. Get started today at Rocket.com. Rocket, own the dream.
What's up, fellas? Russ Rollins here. Get real testosterone prescribed by the doctors at Red Mountain Weight Loss. More men are suffering from low T than ever, thanks to stress, poor diet, and lifestyle. This is a serious health issue, but I tell you what, if you're feeling tired, you're feeling sluggish, you lose your mental focus all the time, if you're having trouble in the bedroom, you probably have low T. The solution is prescription strength testosterone, because nothing boosts testosterone like actual testosterone. Increasing your testosterone will give you more energy. I know. It'll help you build muscle mass. It'll help you sleep better. It improves your mental focus, and it'll boost your sex drive. It's a complete game changer. Testosterone also helps you lose and maintain your proper weight. So go to the trusted leader in health solutions for men and women, Red Mountain Weight Loss. Their experienced medical team has helped people optimize their hormones for over 30 years now, and now they can help you too. Book your free video consultation with a licensed doctor today. Have low T? Start for free this month only at Red Mountain. Go to redmountainweightloss.com. That's redmountainweightloss.com.
Greenway Kia is under new management. With 3 great locations across Central Florida and one of the area's largest selections, we want to see you in a Kia. Upgrade your summer adventure in a brand new 2025 Kia Sportage EX. Lease it for just $149 per month for 24 months with $39.95 due at signing and 0 security deposit. I'm Joe Rossi, and I want to see you in a Kia. Visit greenwaykias.com today.
Qualified applicants through KFA. Includes $650 acquisition fee, 10,000 miles per year, plus tax title license, $899 dealer, and $249.50 doc fee. Expires 7/15/25.
iCandy Energy Drink. The official drink of the summer is here. 3 delicious flavors: original, sugar-free, and sugar-free cotton candy. Get yours at iCandyEnergyDrink.com. iCandy Energy Drink.
iHeartMedia presents the Fresh from Florida Groceries Giveaway. 50 lucky winners will each receive a $100 grocery voucher to indulge in Fresh from Florida goodness. Enter to win at iHeart.com/freshfromflorida.
I'm Ultima Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Every time one of my children started driving, it was terrifying. Thousands of accidents happen across the country. We see it every day. If you've been injured in a car accident, call us.
Dial pound law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Now at Verizon, we're locking in low prices for 3 years guaranteed on my plan. And you can get a single line for just $45 a month when you switch and bring your phone. That's our best price ever.
Let's go, Mike, everybody. Hey, we're coming back in 90 seconds. 90 seconds. Hi, Tommy. Hi, Zach. Hi, Ryan. Hi, the Step of He. Hey, folks. How are you? These kids are going to start getting tattoos in the form of emojis. That must have been done already. Kids are ditching emojis more than going to them these days. All right, we are coming back in 60 seconds. Here we go.
Today, because your business is more than a job, it's your legacy.
Orlando, Florida. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois. CordellCordell.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-414-7272. That's 800-414-7272. 800-414-7272.
Hardworking people need a hardworking candy bar. Packed with peanuts and filled with golden caramel, Payday is definitely working hard for you. So grab one now to power you through the day. Payday Peanut Caramel Bar. Get to it.
Real Radio is on X at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Because the newspapers don't come with cliff notes or potentially offensive accents.
The world of entertainment and beyond. After that, we got This Week in Florida. We'll see what's happening with C-Lane on that front. It's all coming up soon. And also, it'll be along with your feedback, sending your emails, your dispatches, video and audio dispatches to thenewsjunkie.com. Good message or bad message?
Oh, boy.
Chat, I want to see your judgment here, all right? Good message or bad message? Let us know real quick before we get into the next episode. They have leaked out for Toy Story 5 who the new villain is going to be, and it kind of makes sense to me. But I want to know if this is good or bad. What do you think? The villain in the new Toy Story 5. Remind yourself, Celine has seen none of these Toy Story movies. Not 1, 2,
Yes, I have.
3, 4. Which one? Which one have you seen?
Half.
He's not
I've definitely seen one.
All right,
Probably two.
Name two characters.
Woody, Buzz.
Yeah. All right.
The dinosaur, 3. Mr. Potato Head.
The dinosaur. You can't just say the dinosaur.
Andy.
Andy is a human.
Sid.
Andy's a human. Sid's a human too. But
You
you're right
said
about
characters.
those.
They're
You're
characters.
Right. You're right. It's at least on. It's on your radar at least.
How about the little aliens? Ooh,
that's true. You saved our lives. We are eternally grateful. A kid's tablet lily pad will be the villain in Toy Story 5. A kid's tablet will be the actual villain in the new Toy Story. And they are going to show like the traditional toys, Buzz Lightyear and all these ones that you might be like flying around if you're playing with them as a little kid. Those would be what most kids will play with. But the enemy, the bad guy, will be like a little digital tablet, and it's gonna try to wean the kids onto a digital world as opposed to playing and using their creative minds like that, which I think is actually kind of a good idea. I kind of like it, actually, believe it or not. The tablet has a different perception of what's best for Bonnie in contrast to the toys. So there's like a split going on between old-fashioned toys and new technology.
I saw the one where Woody ended up in some like museum for all of his characters, and he thought like he was going to be at home there, but then he missed his friends.
Yeah, that was
which one was that? 3?
I think that was number 3.
Yeah. See,
3.
Seen some Toy Stories, man.
3 was the one that was just brutally sad, where the people at Pixar, in all their evil glory, decided that they were going to stop talking about John Lasseter being creepy for a moment, and they were going to try to make people cry.
Yeah.
They said, we've never done this with a cartoon. Let's try to make people cry. And then they did, and it was wrong. It was very wrong of them. We're going to try to suppress those memories and move on right now.
Yes.
Let's do that. Are you ready, Josh?
I hope so, frankly.
I do too. Here we go. Let's do the next episode.
Because there's a lot on TV, and you can't possibly keep up with all of it. Even though you should, because what else are you going to talk about?
Congratulations, dummy.
Nothing. The weather's nice. It's time for the next episode with
What's Crappin' In? Me.
On a fine-looking bee.
What a guy. And a fine-looking guy would be that mortgage guy, Don.
Yeah, speaking of what a guy, that mortgage guy, Don, will help you out if you're looking to refinance, get a HELOC, put some money back into that house, or ditch the house you're in, especially if you're renting and throwing that money away, and get you in that dream home. He will demystify the mortgage business for you because he's the expert. You can listen to him on the Home Loans Radio Show where he answers your questions, or just hit him up. Do that compare quote calculator if you already have a quote. What do you have to lose? And you can find him at thatmortgageguyDon.com.
Don't miss the book, compare your quote with thatmortgageguyDon.com.
No word yet on whether he liked the thing yesterday about going from the screamy house to the creamy house to the dreamy house. I have not heard back yet on that.
We got to get him the air check still, I think.
For sure. Yeah, I think so.
Anyway, this gal,
Miley
Cyrus made a joke about JoJo Siwa, and JoJo Siwa got mad.
Oh,
I know, they're feuding.
Or like JoJo Wawa.
I am leaving. It's the only way I could think to handle this moment. I
don't even want to do
fun.
the story anymore.
Hey, you guys have a great weekend.
Hey, see ya. Don't
Later,
choke
buddy.
on a sandwich.
All right, continue.
Anyway, Miley Cyrus made a quick joke about JoJo Siwa addressing fans at World Pride over the weekend and claimed she was going. Miley says, "I'm going back into the closet to get more pretzels and find JoJo Siwa and bring her back out." This, of course, after JoJo Siwa is now dating a man. So
yeah, which was
after
hilarious.
the whole big gay blow up thing is an interesting turn. But she's bisexual.
Mickey Rourke was on that Celebrity Big Brother she was on, where she met this guy and she kind of fell for him because they get real close real fast in the Big Brother house. And Mickey Rourke's like, I could bang you back straight again. And everybody goes, oh, God, Mickey Rourke, come on.
What a
then
creep.
she leaves with a guy.
What a guy. Speaking of a guy, Antonio Brown is wanted for attempted murder at a Miami boxing event. This is after he was briefly detained following an intense dust-up involving a gun at Aiden Ross's Brand Risk kickboxing event just over a month ago. Just recently, an unnamed victim met with law enforcement and claimed AB opened fire at him following the physical altercation. They say this will require a warrant, a $10,000 bond for AB, and he'll have to stay under house arrest till his pending trial.
Here to explain to people who Aiden Ross is Christopher Dolores Lane. Take it away, Chris.
Aiden Ross, very famous Aiden. Not the most famous Ross, though. I would say Betsy.
That's true.
Don't get distracted. Aiden Ross his job is
Aiden Ross. I obviously know this.
You're going to get a kick out of this.
Is a kickboxer?
Oh, he's a kick streamer. He's a kick streamer.
There you go. Speaking of someone who probably doesn't know what a kick stream is, one of these guys from
Jersey Shore.
Mike, the Situation Sorrentino, is 10 years sober.
Oh, good for him.
Congratulations to Mike, as he and his wife are now opening a treatment center to help people with similar problems as him.
That's nice.
After he got
people
sober
with similar problems, there was such a better way to say that.
No, there wasn't.
Yeah. He's trying to
similar
help people.
situations.
There we go.
This guy. Okay, I'm moving on. Joey Chestnut definitely wants to return to the Nathan's hot dog eating contest this year after he wasn't allowed to go last year. I don't remember exactly why.
He did some endorsement deal with Impossible Foods, I think, or simply one of those things. I think it's Impossible.
Yeah.
And Nathan's was like, whoa, guy. You're taking this Joey Chestnut thing too far.
Yeah, too big of a star. But he hopes to come back. They've been in talks to bring him back. And people that were there last year said the whole thing felt really weird without him in general on account of he is a superstar. Speaking of former superstars, this guy.
R. Kelly
is correct. R. Kelly's attorney says the singer sympathizes with Diddy. Of course he does.
Okay.
These are two gentlemen that have both been accused of racketeering and sex trafficking. They are both in separate prisons.
Yeah.
R. Kelly has recently been moved to solitary confinement after receiving death threats from white supremacists in the federal prison in which he resides in North Carolina.
Damn.
His attorney says that the feds are specifically targeting black entertainers and judging them on their sexual preferences. He says the feds are abusing
their sexual preferences? Does anybody tell this guy to shut up?
He's an attorney.
Why would he shut up? R. Kelly himself is, what, did he get a 30-year sentence or something? He's toast, man.
I think 31 years.
Yeah, he's 60, by the way, or close to it. He's not quite 60 yet.
Yes. His attorney, Brinley, said they want to get Trump to pardon R. Kelly.
Hang on. Did I make that up? Everybody wants a pardon from Trump, by the way, which is hilarious.
It seems kind of easy to get.
Yeah, R. Kelly's 58. He's 58 years old. So
God
he's
dang
R.
R. Kelly.
There. Can't be beyond nobody.
This guy.
Cyrus.
Trace Cyrus.
Trace
is
Cyrus,
correct. This
damn
is
it.
the second Cyrus in the next episode
Metro Station.
Trace Cyrus says...
Are you going to go for the hat trick? Is there a Billy Ray one coming up?
Oh, damn it. I should have. Whatever.
You didn't plan enough.
Trace Cyrus is accusing his ex Brenda Song of faking pregnancy and terminal illness while they were in a relationship.
Yeah, this was crazy.
Yeah, he alleges she stole thousands of dollars from him, faked multiple pregnancies, and even allegedly used fake blood to convince him and his mother Tish that she'd had an abortion. Brenda's people have not reached out. She's, of course, married to Macaulay Culkin now.
Oh, sorry.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. And it's worth noting that Trace is prone to extreme outbursts on social media. So.
Oh, is he? Here's what his quote was. I'm sure you saw this, Josh, but just for everybody else. Somebody said, and now we know why Brenda left you. Good riddance to Trace Cyrus. And he said, yes, because she stole thousands of dollars from me. He's talking about Brenda Song, who's now married to Macaulay Culkin.
Yes.
And faked multiple pregnancies and lied about being terminally ill to make my family and I think she had breast cancer and a brain tumor. It was all a lie. She was humiliated to ever show her face around my family again once we figured it out. And my mom confronted her and called her out on all of it.
Oof.
Damn.
Well,
all right.
Hopefully, I don't really care what happens in their lives, honestly. This show,
rude. Oh, Malcolm in the Middle.
It's coming back.
Hell yeah!
With the exception of one of the cast members, Eric Pursullivan, who played Dewey, is not coming back to the show.
Is he still in the middle, or
yes?
Oh.
Bryan Cranston says he reached out to Eric and said, "Hey, we got a show," and Eric said, "Oh, that's fantastic. I don't want to do it," because he's pursuing his master's degree at Harvard University.
Oh, good for him.
Yeah, we're happy for him. Good for you, Eric, a.k.a. Dewey. And finally, this lady.
Jennifer Lopez.
I knew
it. Her sagging popularity isn't the only thing that's got Jennifer Lopez down these days. She's also increasingly self-conscious about her droopy boobs.
Get out of here. You can't put this kind of news out there.
Yes,
If you say Jennifer Lopez has droopy boobs, all these women are going to be like, if her boobs are droopy, what the hell do I have going on over here?
It's an insider is claiming this is the only part of her body she's insecure about.
I am here to tell you, your boobs are not droopy.
Thank you.
Except for you.
Come on. I've been working on that.
It's like an open letter to Jennifer Lopez right now.
I'm saying,
Dear Miss Lopez.
J-Lo, your boobs are not droopy, number one. And then you, female, listening to me right now, your boobs are not droopy, except for that one lady.
Thank you.
Your boobs are droopy. Bad.
Speaking of, on the boob tube. Get it?
Big droopy dog.
Killer cases on A&E. The proof is out there on history. Every single late show is a repeat tonight. And
Floppers.
Tomorrow on primetime, the U.S. Army 250th anniversary parade on CNN and C-SPAN, where you get to watch the tanks go through Washington, D.C., and we will see what happens. And that is your next episode. Thank you. God bless. Have a good evening, everybody.
Thank you. Wow. Like an egg on a nail.
Yes.
Just like a sock full of nickels.
This guy hasn't stopped thinking about droopy boobs like that whole time.
I know. He's been stuck.
Honestly, they're all good. All
boobs matter.
Like, the craziest thing in the world is... Never mind. I'm not going to...
What is
No.
This guy's going to wax poetic about boobs.
Never mind. All right, we got to take a quick break. Quick break. We'll be back in a moment, and we'll get to what's happening this weekend, all the drama on the run-up to this weekend. Somebody who just made an appearance at a trial. Wait till you hear that one, which is coming up in jury duty in a bit. Antonio Brown, we got him in the news. We talked about that a little bit. Some more details on what actually went down with him and what's happening at Disneyland. I have some details for you, and that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
The Real Comedy Mount Dora Summer Night Series starts with Ross Padgett, June 14th. Details at realradio.fm/comedy.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
There's a disabled vehicle off to the shoulder, slowing down traffic on Florida's Turnpike southbound past Hancock Road. Expect some delays there. Traffic's piling up. Once you get off the ramp from Florida's Turnpike to I-75 northbound, you can expect your regular delays on I-4 through the amusement park area between Osceola Parkway and State Road 535. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Stay connected and stay productive with Rapid Radios. Business owners trust Rapid Radios for instant, reliable team communication with nationwide LTE coverage, push-to-talk convenience, and room for up to 200 units on one feed. Keeping connected's never been easier.
Order now at rapidradios.com.
The Real Comedy Mount Dora Summer Night Series is going down tomorrow night. The first of a few, but this one starring our friend Ross Padgett, the Orlando Weekly Awards multi-time comedian of the year. It will also feature Kevin Dean, Joel Warren, and AJ Klein, and hosted by the one and only Angel of Boom from the Monsters. It's going down tomorrow night at Mount Dora Music Hall. Doors at 7, shows at 8, and you can get your tickets at realradio.fm/comedy.
NBC Nightly News.
From one era to the next.
I'm Tom Brokaw.
We hope to see you back here.
I'm Lester Holt.
Trust is the anchor.
For NBC Nightly News, I'm Tom Yamas.
A new chapter begins. NBC Nightly News with Tom Yamas. Evenings on NBC.
This earful of Real Radio is sponsored by Wassy's Meat Market, the best place to buy a big green egg.
Yes, it's true that most injury attorneys don't cost you a dime unless they get you money for your injuries. I'm Orlando injury attorney Mo DeWitt. It pains me to hear people still don't know that you don't have to pay me up front. Never deal with the insurance companies alone. They have a team of lawyers, and you should have a team too. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Visit justcallmo.com or call me at 1-800-CALL-MO. Mo DeWitt, Office, Orlando.
Ready to order?
Yes. We're earning unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with a Capital One Saver card, so let's just get one of everything.
Everything?
Fire everything. The Capital One Saver card is at table 27, and they're earning unlimited 3% cash back.
Yes, Chef! This is so nice.
Had a feeling you'd want 3% cash back on dessert.
Ooh, tiramisu.
Earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver card. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Here in Orlando, we know life doesn't slow down for anything, especially a broken garage door. Since 2002, Precision Garage Door has been proudly serving the Orlando community. Local and reliable, that's what makes us different. Our vans are fully stocked, so when you call, our fully vetted techs are ready to provide you with same-day service. Whether it's a stuck door or a snap spring, Precision Garage Door Service of Orlando has you covered right when you need it the most. We know a broken garage door can't wait, which is why we're always prepared to help by keeping our vans fully stocked. Call Precision Garage Door Service of Orlando today to schedule your repair. Precision Garage Door. Garage doors done right.
Why go to just another sports bar when you can go to Crush Yard? The food, amazing. The drinks, top shelf. Craft beers, a gajillion of them. And then the big surprise, pickleball, all indoor on pristine new courts. So that's it, right? Wrong, because we've also got ping pong, cornhole, and a full arcade for the kids. So, Kissimmee, when the temps rise, cool off with the best food, games, and fun at the hottest new spot in town. Visit crushyard.com and follow us on social for details. See you down at the yard.
Are you ready for the ultimate entertainment experience? It's all here, only with Spectrum TV Select. Popular apps are included: Disney Plus, Max, Peacock Premium, Paramount Plus, AMC Plus, and more. And live TV for sports, entertainment, and news. Enjoy across your devices no matter when or where you are. Get Spectrum TV Select and start streaming your favorites today. It's all here. Visit spectrum.com/entertainment. Restrictions apply.
Tight on cash, say less. McDonald's under $4 McValue menu comes through. Indulging your sweet tooth or craving something savory? Tired of the same old, same old? Pick from your favorites like a creamy vanilla cone for $1.50 or a small frappe like rich caramel or chocolatey mocha for just $3.50. Quick snack breaks to late night cravings and everything in between. Mickey D's comes through. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal.
It doesn't matter where in the world you are, when you eat McDonald's.
Let's go, Mike. We're coming back in less than 2 minutes. We got This Week in Florida on the way. We'll see how weird it got this week in the state of Florida. Celine's always got the roundup for you on Fridays, so hang tight for that. After This Week in Florida, we'll do some Skull Mike action. Then we got a ton of clips. I mean, like a lot of clips we need to react to that are piled up from the week and from a lot of the big stories that we've looked at. So all of that is on the way. And I'm counting down. Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 60 seconds. We're not at 0 yet, but 60 seconds. We're coming back in 60 seconds. Stay right there.
Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. Divorce is complicated, especially when a professional practice or a small business is involved and, of course, on the line. At Cordell & Cordell, we know the years of work that you've invested and what's at stake. For over 35 years, we've helped guide doctors, lawyers, and business owners through the complex process to protect their businesses that they've spent their lives building. Call Cordell & Cordell today because your business is more than a job, it's your legacy.
Orlando, Florida. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois. CordellCordell.com.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. From car accidents to personal injury cases, Mo has you covered. Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1, Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeartRadio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free, new and improved iHeartRadio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good. Forever hovering over life's great dump button. You're listening to the new.
Also, the weekly uncensored show for subscribers, Secret Show 420. Yes, believe it or not, we've made that many of them.
Irie.
It is going to get as irie as it gets. It got weird. There was almost a death on the Secret Show. There was some portions of it that only the people who watched the latest Secret Show got to experience on Discord because C-Lane stopped recording before we made ourselves look like even bigger idiots.
We were done with the show
I forgot.
and then decided to just riff a little bit. I had a dream last night that somebody sent me footage of that they recorded on their phone.
Oh, my God. Okay,
and I wish it was true.
Just so you know, one of the things that wasn't caught on Secret Show 420, and you can subscribe to Secret Shows or gift Secret Shows over on the newsjunkie.com. When you subscribe, you'll get a magnet to get into Game of Magnets. Go for it. It's fun. But we're at the end of it. Obviously, it's Secret Show 420, so you can imagine what we were doing and testing out on this show. At the end of it, C-Lane wanted to bust in to November Rain by Guns N' Roses.
Because we had talked about it before the show. Somebody had mentioned it, and we're like, wow, what a banger.
That was me.
And so, Josh gets all the credit for this.
Yes, thank you.
And I started playing the music video like midway through where the solo was. And we were just kind of air guitaring along and singing. And unbeknownst to us, while we were drilling this song in such a way that three guys who were really stoned could, it wasn't until like the song was almost over that I finally realized they can't hear the music. They can just hear the three of us.
They heard three dudes who were stoned out of their minds trying to do the solo from November Rain with no November Rain accompaniment. Like, they didn't hear the song that we heard. They just heard what we were doing. Really, maybe one of the more embarrassing moments in show history, I think. But that stayed to just the folks on Discord.
I think what happened is so funny, and I'm so bummed that I can't relive that. I am not embarrassed at all. Now, if there was video, I might watch it and go, oh, no. Oof. But I still think I would laugh. I'm not embarrassed in the slightest about it.
Oh, well, I'm embarrassed in some of the stuff.
There might be some other things. It's
going to be released today. It'll be released today by 5 p.m.
You must have met your maker after a bologna sandwich.
It's the most embarrassing moment in my broadcast history or narrowcast history. So anyhows, that is going to be posted by 5 p.m. today. If it's after 5 p.m., it's up. Go check it out, thenewsjunkie.com, and learn about the world of secret shows. All right. Here we go. Are you ready, C-Lane?
Yeah.
Let's do
we're
this.
doing the next episode again.
No. Let's do This Week in Florida.
you a recap of the most groan-worthy stories in the state. It's This Week in Florida.
That's right. The weekend is here. It's time to take a trip around the Sunshine State and see some of the craziness that has gone by in the past 7 days or so. And we start with a man who's just looking for a payday, looking for a nice, big, fat check.
I hear you. I'm listening.
I don't know if he's going to get it. But there's a St. John's County man.
St. John's.
Who has...
sound like that Kentucky rapper girl.
He's been suing Universal for a little incident he was involved in a couple years back. Mm-hmm. Said he got, and I didn't know this was even something you could sue for, but when you hear the list of things that, that he went through, you'll go, oh, well, definitely deserves money for this, right?
Yeah.
It says he got stuck on a Harry Potter ride for over an hour.
Okay.
On July 2nd, 2023, he was riding Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey when it came to an abrupt stop.
That's a fun ride.
When it stopped, the lawsuit claims the cart was stranded midair. This is a little annoying. At an angle that left him tilted backward and to the right for about an hour.
I know where it was. Yeah, it's just like at one part where you're going through the scarier part of the ride, it brings you way up and backwards. I think that's probably it.
Comfortable, though.
The lawsuit suggests the cart came to a stop due to a power outage and blames Universal for not maintaining backup generators in the event of power outages. Suggests Universal should have known about the defect in the ride and done something prior to allowing guests to ride the attraction. This man claims he suffered bodily injury resulting in pain and suffering, disability, disfigurement. Disfigurement?
Yeah, he's disfigured now. Yeah.
Scarring, mental anguish, loss of capacity for the enjoyment of life. Wow. Loss of capacity for the enjoyment of life.
I too suffer from that. Yeah, it's contagious out there.
It's rough. Expensive hospitalization, medical and nursing care treatment, loss of earnings, loss of ability to earn money, damage to property, inconvenience, and aggravation of a previously existing condition. He's seeking damages of $50,000.
Bro was just barely hanging on in life. If one stuck ride could make all of those things happen to you.
Also, for all the things you listed, $50,000 seems low.
I was expecting a bigger number for sure.
Is that just like the max for the first thing and then we keep going? Or
maybe that's, what I think Mo has told us about this before. It's like a minimum of $50,000, and that's what you put in the lawsuit. You're like, of no less than $50,000, and you go for the big
Who taught this guy to negotiate? You don't start at the minimum.
No.
You start up. Over to Pasco County, which this is nuts, and it's like the kind of things you see in TV shows, but a drug dealer has gotten 22 years in prison.
All right.
For his involvement in a hot sauce torture kidnapping case.
Oh, my God.
Hot sauce torture doesn't sound like that bad of torture, but I'm willing to hear what level of hot sauce torture we talking.
So this case involves a drug dealer accusing another of stealing his business and a kidnapping plot with a little torture sprinkled in. It ended Wednesday when a federal judge sentenced Mario Espino, a young man a prosecutor called a victim of his own ambition, who aspired to be the #1 drug dealer in Pasco County.
If you're going to go big.
Yeah. In a 90-minute sentencing hearing, he was condemned for his crimes and praised for his candor in helping prosecutors take down other dealers who dominated the flow of fentanyl and methamphetamine in areas north of Tampa. They said this guy hired guns to help kidnap this rival drug dealer that he said was encroaching on his turf. He demanded 22 pounds of fentanyl in exchange for his release. He went through his phone, photographing contact lists in search for his other drug suppliers. Then they dragged him into the Holmes garage, put him in the back of a Dodge Charger, shrouded his head with a T-shirt, covered his eyes with a sweatband, drove him somewhere, all the while beating him up.
All right.
Amid the melee, the men poured hot sauce into the dude's eyes, removed his pants, and poured hot sauce into his rear end.
Into.
That's pretty rude.
Yikes. All right. We talking Dave's Insanity or?
It did not list a brand.
Because a Tabasco might make me sting a little bit down there, but I don't know that I would be in full panic mode for a Tabasco.
While the victim was being tortured, another man arrived in a minivan, walked inside carrying a black suitcase that held 50 pounds of methamphetamine. This is like real drug, almost cartelish stuff here.
Josh, did you say the bomb?
Yeah, the bomb hot sauce.
The bomb, the stuff from Hot Ones would just completely wreck your
might
butt.
kill
Man,
you.
aren't there a handful of hot sauces that mention butt stuff?
Yes, yeah.
He collected a cash payment of $113,100. He saw the man tied up and bleeding and said, I'm going to join in on the beating. So this guy, who is the mastermind behind this all, 22 years in prison.
Damn.
For some real serious, like, TV drug show stuff.
That's some villain stuff. That's
Are
like
you
on
saying a separate guy showed up with a suitcase of meth and goes, "What are you guys doing?"
Yes.
And then started punching him?
Absolutely. Just continued the ass
fun.
kicking. It's a completely different world than we're used to, guys.
I would not invite any of those people to do anything fun that I had set up because I feel like it would fail to impress.
We'll go out for some drinks, maybe hit the strip club. A little like torture, you know.
You're hanging out with them and you go, hey, you guys want to go to a rage room later? And they go, oh, cute. Oh, yeah, rage room. How
Could you
awesome.
imagine, like, the wrong guy had stumbled in, like, y'all ever been cow tipping?
What are you doing?
Another world that I'm not hugely into. I wish I was. I wish I was the kind of person that woke up early enough for fishing.
Fishing.
Sean knows about fishing. He was on the Aquaholics fishing team.
I was on a fishing team in the acreage back when I was young. That is absolutely true.
But there's been some sort of uprise against the fish, it seems. Because in Pompano Beach, a Broward man was arrested for multiple violations related to illegal spearfishing of a protected Goliath grouper.
Oh, those are the Jewfish.
Is it?
You're not supposed to call him that anymore.
Juan Nealon, 42, of Pompano Beach, was charged with 7 misdemeanors. He's wrong. He's lying. He listens to everybody.
I mean, look at these things. They are wild.
Huge ass fish.
Wild to consider. They're so big that it looks fake, and the Goliath grouper is this big, regular-looking fish that can eat you.
The school of tiny fish revolving around the big fish, that looks fake. And also absolutely terrifying if that's real.
Yeah, they're really, really big
it's
groupers.
like the tiny fish are making up a mane to make him look like a lion.
Yeah, and you know what's crazy? In real life, they don't really move much of anywhere. They just kind of sit there in the water and just wait.
They're a highly regulated species, according to the Florida Fish and Wildlife Commission. And it says the officers recovered a spear gun along with a Goliath grouper weighing more than 100 pounds with the spear lodged in his body. They took the man to jail. And in as many as a couple weeks, a second story about a charter boat captain that does not have a good time with sharks. It doesn't like the sharks. This guy was arrested for stabbing a bull shark because it said the bull shark was eating his fish that he wanted.
Damn.
And this just happened a couple weeks ago with a dude shooting sharks with a shotgun. Or maybe those were dolphins. But there's been a lot of violence against fish.
Yeah,
so
seems rude.
We need to wash it away with good news.
Yes.
So good news for the fish. Good news for some form of marine life. An adolescent loggerhead sea turtle named Dilly Dally crawled into the Atlantic Ocean Wednesday morning, months after having a front flipper amputated at a Florida turtle hospital. Now, a lot of things happen in that sentence. First of all, they have turtle hospitals.
Yeah, you haven't seen a turtle hospital before?
Never been to a turtle hospital. I've never had a turtle.
What the shell?
Get with it, man.
Is this the video? Is this Dilly Dally?
This is Dilly Dally right here. This is the release.
Dilly Dally's huge.
Yeah, he's a big old sea turtle. Are you ready for the release, or should I wait?
Let's see the release.
There's a release.
This video showing Dilly Dally being carried to the high tide ocean with only 3 fins and scooting in before it disappears beneath the waves.
What a cutie, this guy.
That's a big-ass turtle.
Oh, her.
Oh.
Yeah, her injuries were so severe, it says, that her right front flipper was amputated, but she's still able to get around with just one of them. You would think she would just swim in circles if she was with just one, right?
She now has an active live satellite tag so they can get real-time data on wherever she goes, which is really exciting because they don't really know what happens to 3 flipper turtles once you release them.
It's still just looping. It's going round and round.
All right. This is a gross crime, and I think I apologize if anybody's eating, but I think if there was anywhere for somebody to do this crime, bear with me,
I'm listening.
This seems like the least bad place to do it, and I'll explain. It's a scene that left staff stunned and security footage doing more than its usual duty. An elderly man used an Ormond Beach, Florida car wash as a very large porta potty. This was 3 p.m. on May 17th when the 80-year-old man relieved himself beside his car in the self-vacuuming area. Now, that's not the best place.
Harder to wash off.
According to police, the manager of the car wash called it in after reviewing security footage. He reviewed his security footage because his staff showed up, and they went to get out all the towels that they use to wipe the cars, and they realized that the man who did this had used the towels to clean himself up.
Oh, that's gross.
They said employees unknowingly handled the contaminated towels before realizing what had happened, and all affected materials were destroyed to prevent any further health risks.
That's nasty.
Man.
The car wash, like many similar operations, offers the complimentary towels as part of its service package. While the occasional spilled soda or mud-caked floor mat is par for the course, they say human waste is a whole other direction. A Lake Worth homeowner watched alleged burglary live as the suspect raided his fridge. This is a whole nother thing where people are doing these indoor cameras. I don't know if I could do it. Not that I'd be worried about getting hacked. I just would feel weird just having indoor cameras.
Yeah.
You guys know people that have that?
I've seen it before. It's not for me. That seems like I just want it in public places.
A Volusia County deputy resigned after being arrested for driving a motorcycle with a fake tag. Erica Muzzy, would have thought that would have been a dude, was stopped on a westbound I-4. When the tag was flipped down, it read Chase Me, as in Chase M3. Florida man wearing Coke t-shirt arrested for selling crack cocaine. Naked man with penis pump arrested near Ocala gas station. Couple more. This guy that was stabbed with a machete was taken to the hospital by his attacker. A woman did a bunch of things with the last name Fail. And last but not least, in This Week in Florida, a Florida man caught masturbating tells police his name is Captain James Tiberius Kirk, which just so happened to be the main character of Star Trek. It turned out the man was neither an admiral with Starfleet nor the captain of the USS Enterprise, but a 56-year-old James Bundrick, charged with disorderly conduct and providing a false name to law enforcement. That's it for This Week in Florida.
Thank you, Sea Lane. Damn Jewfish. They are so big. I don't know why. I don't think the Jews were ever angry about it, because the Jews should have been excited. It's such a big, beautiful fish to have your identity tied to, honestly. And the best I could tell was these Goliath groupers. In 1996, they said maybe it is about a caricature of anti-Semitic beliefs, like it looks like a Jew or something. But then they said maybe it's just a mispronunciation of the word jawfish, and that's how we ended up with Jewfish. Either way, they changed it, and they moved it away from that big, crazy big. They get to, hold on, this doesn't say the size of the actual fish. Oh, they get to 8 feet in length and 800 pounds. Woo. Big, beautiful fish. Look at them go. All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we will get to the latest on the protests, the ICE stuff, the riots, all that's going down this weekend. We got Trump responding to all the Iranian stuff, and there's some interesting back and forth going on here. And wait till you see what Iran has posted online, because they are just fully unhinged after this Israeli nuke attack striking on Iranian territory. All that coming up next on the News Junkie.
Something on your mind? Text us at 77031. Standard data and message rates apply. Real Mobile is powered by Orange Buick GMC and OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center, Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
Keep an eye out for an accident reported on International Drive near Sea Harbor Drive. There's a crash getting cleared up on Orange Blossom Trail near Town Center Boulevard. And look out for an accident here at the Ramp Junction where Florida's Turnpike meets the beach line. There's a bit of congestion in that area. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios. Stay connected when it matters most. Be prepared with Rapid Radio's walkie-talkies. With instant push-to-talk and LTE nationwide coverage, you can reach family and friends in any emergency. 100% private, no contracts, no hassle.
Stay safe. Order now at rapidradios.com.
You know, all too often when you're looking around your home thinking, what do I need to do here? What am I going to upgrade? What are we going to make better? The windows get overlooked time and time again, and you need to change those up because you've got those old windows. They're not very energy efficient. They're letting your cold air out, and they might not be protecting you when inclement weather hits. You want impact windows. They're affordable, they're energy efficient, and they are the experts at Reese Windows and Doors. Comes with a double lifetime warranty. It means when the warranty transfers, when you sell the house, the next people get that warranty. It increases the value of your house, and it gives you the peace of mind that your things are protected. And Reese Windows has been installing windows for over 50 years. Most installed in just 6 to 8 weeks. You buy 2 windows right now. That third one's free. Installation is included. And you can check out their entire variety of front entry doors, sliding glass doors, high-end options, affordable selections. All those are at reesewindows.com. REECE windows.com. Get a free quote today and register to win $15,000 in free windows by texting WOW to 20129. That's WOW to 20129 for Reese Windows and Doors.
Our iHeartRadio Music Festival
Presented by Capital One
is coming back to Las Vegas.
September 19th and 20th. Streaming live.
Go, Mike. Email coming in to tips@thenewsjunkie.com. Somebody says, I still think iHeart dicked you over. Did they? How did they dick me over? I've been following this show since 2013. Wasson, you have brought a lot of joy to my boring afternoons, and I hope everything works out and you create your own podcast/show. Oh. He's saying he hopes everything works out and I create my own podcast and show away from iHeart. I'm proud of what you accomplished and glad to have been here to experience most of it. I met you in person. I still had a hairline at the time. The Phillips File poker tournament. I don't expect you to remember any of this, but it meant a lot to me. Don't do anything stupid. And it's a photo with me. Oh, yeah. God, that was a long time ago. I remember this. I remember that. How you doing, buddy? Totally remember that. I remember that. Yeah, I totally remember that. I remember that. How are you guys doing? Tanya says, I got my Skull Mike sticker. It's riding pretty on my Jeep. Glad to hear you got that. If anybody was expecting a Skull Mike sticker from gifting Secret Show subs and you didn't get it, hit me up next week. Bye, Sean. Now leave. Ethan, you want me to go now? Should I leave now, Ethan? Jesus, that's mean. Somebody says calling them riots before the event actually occurs is like dastardly. I don't know. I don't think so. I think once you have an event that is sort of the like impetus for larger other events, and the initial event or things around that got violent, you can be worried about other associated events being violent. And it's a perfect parallel to the Black Lives Matter protests of 2020. Like, some of them started very peacefully, and then one by one in every city, they started peacefully and then spiraled out of control and became violent. And in a lot of cities, you ended up with looting and other stuff. So I think referring to it as like riots, once riots happen, is fine. Maybe you disagree. Sam says, Sean, I got my magnet and sticker yesterday. They look great. Thanks. Thank you, Sam. Appreciate you. Thank you. CFL Kent says, haven't been able to tune in for a while. Am I hearing correctly that Sean is leaving? I have heard that. It is something that's going around. There's been talk of whoever is my replacement being on some promos or something. I only know what I hear. All right, so I'll share that with you. But thank you, CFL Kent. And thank you to all the folks over on Twitch. The small but tight-knit community over there. Love you. Make sure you guys sign up for the home studio estate sale. I am not selling off Zoltar. Zoltar stays with me. I feel like that will be one of those things that'll be hard to find pretty soon. Hang on. I move it over just a little bit. Okay, we're coming back, everybody. Let's go. Also, don't forget, fans, chatters, junkies, whatever you like to call yourselves, we're getting closer and closer to the 4th of July, and we will be having a live show. Details next week on that. Live show coming up in July. Live show. Let's go.
Your favorite songs
in your playlist.
But your favorite morning show.
They make me laugh every day. Or your favorite team in action. Oh my goodness, he caught it!
Or your live local news, traffic, and weather.
Implications from coast to coast.
Yep, there's an app for all that too.
iHeartRadio.
We're not just streaming music, we're streaming moments.
Everyone wants to be here. Join the millions of Americans.
And add us to your entertainment lineup now. Download the #1 app for radio.
The free iHeartRadio app.
Think orange for your next vehicle. OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
He's smiling, and that alone should scare you. This.
About that. Going to be an interesting one. We've got military parades. Josh was mentioning that not too long ago in Washington, D.C. Trump, for his birthday and for this big event, is going to have a huge military parade with tanks and stuff. We haven't seen anything like that, I guess, in a long time. And there's going to be counter protests all over the place. These scheduled and heavily promoted in mainstream media, No Kings protests, kind of the latest place for people to blow off steam, following suit in the riots and the heels of those kind of things that have happened in California and beyond. It's going to be an interesting weekend. There's going to be a lot of things to see. What's going to happen with, even if you don't know about the Middle East, Israel just bombed Iran. They bombed Iran, and they allegedly took out some of the leadership, Josh. They took out some of the nuke facilities. Iran has responded. Wait till you see how Iran has responded online. I'm going to show you that in just a moment. But first, I guess this is Trump calling CNN to talk about the bombings and Israel's strikes on Iran.
But didn't say explicitly that the U.S. supported what Israel was doing.
This is Dana Bash from CNN, so maybe she talked to him?
So that's how I started a very brief conversation. And he responded by saying, quote, "We, of course, support Israel, obviously, and supported it like nobody has ever supported it." And then he went
Everything he says is like that. Of course we support Israel like no one's ever supported them before.
It sounds normal when he says it, but when someone else is reading it back, it sounds so weird.
It does a little bit, yeah. So he's speaking in that same way through Dana Bash of CNN.
I want to say this. Iran should have listened to me when I said, I gave them, I don't know if you know this, but I gave them a 60-day warning, and today is day 61. And then he said they, meaning Iran, should now come to the table to make a deal before it's too late. And then he said something really noteworthy.
Okay.
He said, the people I was dealing with are dead, the hardliners.
Oh, the people I was dealing with are dead, he's saying. And a lot of the people who were resistant to making some sort of deal here have been just annihilated in these attacks. And how has Iran responded? This is legit. I kid you not. From the Iranian military on Twitter/X. This is legitimately.
My God.
That is.
Can you see what's going on, or can you not? Is it hard to see?
No, it's not that hard.
Pretty clear.
What are you looking at? Explain to everybody.
It looks like they made a drawing of a Jewish person with an exceptionally large nose out of fire.
Yes, and it's Satan is what, like, look at this. This is Satan's body.
I didn't even see that.
Yeah, it's Satan's head and body wrapped into the caricature.
I did not. No, I could not see that. Hang on.
It's either seeing one or the other, kind of. So this is Satan's head and then his body. I'll put this up on See It Now. And you either see Satan holding his own tail, kind of, or you see this caricature of a Jew that you might have seen online so many years. This is kind of made the rounds. That's from the actual Twitter account of the Iranian military. So hang on, let me get a better screenshot of that. I'm going to put this up, as we do with so many things, over on See It Now. You can check it out on the website.
So they're like kind of mad, huh?
It seems that they are mad, Josh. Yeah, it appears that these attacks on Iran have made them at least a little bit mad. And I don't know what's going to happen next, but it's going to be a wild weekend regardless. Now I'm putting this up as I blib and blab my way through this over on See It Now. Iranian military X post. Okay, there it is for you over on See It Now on the newsjunkie.com. Check that out when you get a chance. That's what the Iranian military says on their
Seems like they
account.
might have had that graphic ready.
Yeah, might have been ready for this. They might have a whole folder on their computer of like real anti-Semitic stuff. Here's the former CIA director Mike Pompeo talking about how there could be hacks this weekend, cyber attacks this weekend.
Careful who you're around in terms of large events, Jewish events. I mean, this sounds like we've gone backwards decades in terms of the threat on Jewish lives. But that's exactly what this is also about.
All right, I'm listening.
Harris, I actually think it's just the converse of that. I do agree this could be a very high tension, stressful, and indeed there may be an event somewhere in the world. It's not just the missiles or drones they'll fly to Israel, but the Iranian IRGC, the very leadership the Israelis destroyed last night, has been working in nearly every country around the world, including the United States of America, to plant little terror cells all across the world. Hezbollah was doing the same.
Great. What am I supposed to do? You're telling me this weekend there could be terror attacks, there could be cyber hacks, there could be, I don't know, anything. Anything could happen. We don't really need the Iranians to do that, though. I mean, for a while yesterday, whether you noticed it or not, about 50% of the internet came down to a complete halt because Google Cloud crashed for a little while.
Whoops.
But the idea is this weekend, you don't know what's going to happen. Any event you go to, the Iranians, they might be going after you, especially if you're a you-know-what. You know what I mean? Like you
you're a Satan.
You want to be really on watch for some of you folks out there. So that's what they are saying about these attacks. We'll see what you think about all of this. Meanwhile, the protests in Los Angeles have moved to a not-so-good place for one particular company. The anti-ICE protests have regrouped. They began setting off fireworks in a neighborhood a little further away from where they were. And now they're really close to Disneyland. They are really close. Yeah. They're on the streets right outside of Disneyland.
Oh, boy.
So it could be you see some sort of like, what if they raid Disney? Mega epic protest. You raid Disney and get in there. I'm not telling them to do this. I'm just saying it's a possibility on what is otherwise going to be an absolutely wild weekend. And we talked earlier, we'll talk a bit more about this maybe a little later on today, about the Diddy trial. Did I tell you who was there? I don't know if I played that for you yet.
No.
Okay, I think I did. All right, let me do this real quick. There was a guest at the Diddy trial. I'll mute the video because I don't know who's going to curse. These are the stanchions and like the gates outside the court in New York where Diddy is. And you see somebody's legs. You see people walking around, camera people moving. Oh, there he is. Kanye West.
Oh, no, it's Ye, buddy.
Ye himself.
Ye.
In all white coming out of the courtroom, I guess maybe paid a visit to Diddy, made his way into court. There's Kanye West walking along.
There he goes.
Yeah.
Does Kanye West ever look happy?
It's not his aesthetic. It's not his aesthetic to look happy. But I love how Kanye West wears the same sunglass setup as a 55-year-old white man who's going fishing for the day.
Mm-hmm.
He's got like
gonna go stab some groupers.
What do they call it when you get your Oakleys on and then you put the thing that wraps around the back of your head?
The brand is Croakies.
Croakies? Yeah, you got like your Croakies on that like keep your sunglasses on your face when you're not wearing them. Kanye West also wearing those. at the court. And another shot fired out there into Diddy land was posted by 50 Cent on Instagram. Let's watch together. Let's get the let's get the vibes off of this post from 50 Cent about Diddy. And you know 50 Cent's not a big fan of Diddy, right? It's the Family Matters theme song, but it says "Freak Off Matters."
It's a rare condition this day and age.
Sean
The
Diddy
man
goes.
to freak off with so much rage. The strangest addiction that you'll ever find. Some people say that he's losing his mind.
One of the people that it says 50 Cent baby mama, his own baby mama is featured in this.
Well, then there
Sounds
must
like a
be
shot at
some
her,
magic
too.
juice
Kid Cudi?
inside the 'cause all I see is a chocolate thing.
50 Cent with a missing milk carton thing that says Jay-Z, call police. He's the best troll.
Milk busting over everything.
They made Justin Bieber Urkel.
I do that.
Do you think that this has got to be AI, right?
Yeah, 100%. That's funny, though. That's good execution right there.
It's gone by. It's the biggest break of the century.
Executive producer Kanye West. Oh, God. That's something, man.
Going after everybody.
Yeah, what a world.
He's a world-class hater.
He is. He's the best of the best. When we come back, jury duty. So we'll see what's happening in those cases. And we got a bunch more before we wrap things up for the whole week. So don't miss out on any of it. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio. It is.
The Monsters in the Morning.
Try it with Angel. Try it with Angel.
Halsey.
What?
You know what?
So uncomfortable.
I want to let you know. I appreciate a lot of things that you do. I love you, man.
Ah, you're the man, dude. That's all you got. I got goosebumps. I hate it.
The Monsters in the Morning.
Real radio 104.1.
This is Katina Mobley. This is what's trending from iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Fair Winds Credit Union.
The Buccaneers, Jags, and Dolphins all wrapped up mandatory minicamp. That happened yesterday. Over to hockey Stanley Cup Finals, the Oilers did the unthinkable. They came back from a 3-goal deficit. They beat the Panthers in OT. The Rays, they'll visit the Mets tonight to kick off a 3-game set with Taj Bradley on the hill. And Game 4 of the NBA Finals tips off tonight in Indy. The Pacers looking to take a 3-1 lead there against the Thunder. I'm Scott Davidson.
Fair Winds Credit Union. Whether you need personal or business accounts to help you reach your goals, they've got you covered. Visit fairwinds.org to join their community of financial freedom seekers today. Financial freedom happens here. Federally insured by NCUA.
It is a brutal moment. It's that moment when you're sitting in your house. This is your place. This is the spot where you're supposed to be able to relax. And you go, is the AC not cold? It's not as cold as it normally is. It's a brutal moment when that realization hits you like a ton of bricks and you go, the AC is broken. It's been hot. It's been that hot outside. And then you don't know who to call because you don't want to get screwed over. You don't want to get cheated. You don't want to get robbed. You forget that there are still good companies out there. Mills Air is one of them. Mills Air is a family-owned and operated company, a locally owned and operated company. But it's to be fair and honest with you, they are the people who you can turn to. You could always turn to the experts at Carrier, and you could always turn to family-owned and operated Mills Air. Bottom line, if there's something wrong with your AC, don't panic. In that moment, when it does hit you like a ton of bricks, remember, Mills Air is there to help. 407-277-1159. That's 407-277-1159. Or find them online at millsair.com.
Delta Airlines doesn't just help you see the world, they help you embrace it. Delta's dedicated teams make your travel experience extraordinary, anticipating your every need with genuine care throughout your journey. The app puts you in total control, and with fast, free Delta Sync Wi-Fi, you can stay connected to what matters most. So flight time.
Go, Mike. How we doing? We ready for the weekend? We ready to get into it this weekend? Get a little wild? You guys got any big plans? Any big explosive weekend plans? Make sure if you're new around here, you subscribe to YouTube or Twitch, and that way you can keep on top of what's going on. On Twitch, it's free to follow, so just do that. That's fine. If you subscribe, thank you for the extra support. Sometimes there's bonus streams over there. Nick says, thanks for the unbanned, Schwan. Well, Nick, good luck out there, buddy. Good luck on the field playing ball again. Going to Pop Stroke on Saturday night? Nice. Bowling tournament in the Villages and then a cookout? Nice. Can't beat last week. I went to see Metallica. Man, I heard from a bunch of people, including I saw the post from our friend Daniel Dennis. He was like, this was a game changer. He said that Metallica concert is just like expectations on another level, and then they meet them, which is super cool. Sean is so Sigma? Maybe. Join all 5 people on Twitch? Hey, it's a small community, but is it that small? Let's look at Twitch. Hang on. Let me see, right here. 35 on Twitch, which is so much smaller. Boring weekend finals? Well, hopefully it'll be fun enough for you. A jury of his Skull Mike peers have spoken. You guys are the reason he's back. So if he acts up, it's on you. Twitch homies are better than UGen or YouTube DGens? Quality over quantity? True. I agree with you. I just wonder why Twitch is such slow growth. It's such a slow growth machine as opposed to YouTube. I think people just like default to YouTube. They understand it. They know it. They can put it on their phone. It seems more approachable than Twitch. That's why there's so many more people over there on YouTube. See you at the live show? All right. See you there. 2 minutes left. 2 minutes left. We're getting into jury duty. Play video games during breaks. It will draw people in. Something new, something fresh, like Prince of Persia or Oregon Trail. Oregon Trail might be cool. We could do that. Because Twitch's algorithm is going to boost games? I think so. I mean, the biggest creators on the platform are video game players mostly. But then the people who are just chatting, there's like 2 mainstays that talk very, very, very much about politics. I think everything else is just kind of tiny around that. Just how it goes. I mean, it's okay. But I think multi-streaming is the solution no matter what. Even if there's 35 people over here and 600 people over here or 1,000 people over here, it's still the communities serve a purpose. All right, we're coming back.
$72. That's 800-414-7272. 800-414-7272.
iHeartRadio just gave driving an upgrade with Presets, now on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Your go-to stations, podcasts, and playlists all just a tap away on your dash. Start your engine, hit play, and drive happy. Free with iHeartRadio on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto.
Stay connected when it matters most. Be prepared with Rapid Radio's walkie-talkies. With instant push-to-talk and LTE nationwide coverage, you can reach family and friends in any emergency. 100% private, no contracts, no hassle.
Stay safe. Order now.
Ha! Jack. Nice work, Jack. Level 3 predators, huh?
Card is at table 27 and they're earning unlimited 3% cash back.
Yes, chef! This is so nice.
Had a feeling you'd want 3% cash back on dessert.
Ooh, tiramisu.
Earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver Card. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by Eye Candy Energy Drink. Taste the sweet life.
Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Home of the world-famous Game of Magnets. This is...
a moment here and say thank you to you for hanging out with us today. I know there's millions of different places you could be and places and people you could be spending your time with, podcasts, shows, streams, all of that. And the fact that we are up in the mix is something that I take pride in, and it's a reason to get up and do this thing every single day. So thank you for that. Appreciate you being here with us. Also, I want to say I appreciate Josh. I appreciate Josh as well. I do. I think that it's really nice that he is here, and he's a funny guy. I agree with the chatters earlier. Somebody said, Josh is such a funny guy. I agree. Absolutely he is.
One of the funniest.
We couldn't do it without him. We love him. We appreciate him. And now, with all that said, it's time to do this thing. Let's do jury duty.
Court is now in session, so put your phone down and pay attention. Before we call the bailiff over to whip your ass, you're now on jury duty with the News Junkie.
Jury duty brought to you by the one, the only Mo DeWitt of the DeWitt Law Firm. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. 800-CALL-MO, 800-CALL-MO, or go to justcallmo.com. After an accident, there are many different options for you. I'm getting everything ready for jury duty. If you hear papers just moving around in all different directions, many different options are ready for you. But the one that I want you to think about for a moment is calling Moses DeWitt, because he is such a great guy, and he's ready to help you battle those insurance companies. So let's do it together. 800-CALL-MO or justcallmo.com. Here we go, friends. All right, there was an incident in New Jersey, Newark, New Jersey. Woo! And some video footage of this. I'll mute it because I'm sure there's cursing. The story says at least 4 migrants unaccounted for after a riot broke out at a New Jersey ICE detention center. It said detainees took control of parts of the facility. Multiple migrant detainees are unaccounted for and possibly escaped from Delaney Hall detention facility after as many as 50 staged a revolt and pushed down a wall of dormitory rooms inside the center. The detainees were supposedly sent into a rage by their dissatisfaction over the quality of timeliness of the meals, according to a local news outlet. Some detainees fashioned a rope out of bed sheets. What is this? Is the movies?
Style.
Yeah. They made a rope out of bed sheets, which they used to descend from their 3rd floor dormitory and escaped out of this facility.
I mean, it's not just a cartoon thing. That's what they used to teach you, like to get out of a fiery building. It's tie all your bed sheets together.
Yeah, apparently it works.
And then use it as a cape.
I guess this is some of them fleeing in an SUV outside of the facility, and they're driving around and fleeing. The SUV is fleeing the facility. The protests were trying to block police who were following them out. Here they are. This is police trying to get out of this thing, and the protesters have blocked off the area with a van. They got one of those collapsible batons that they fling out, and they're going after all these folks.
Isn't it an ASP?
Yeah, I think an ASP, yeah. So that vehicle, the SUV that was leaving, that was the authorities trying to go after the people who escaped from the facility, and they blocked them off and stopped them with one of these vans, because there's still a lot of incidents where these people are, these protester types are just doing whatever they want with their masks on. So we'll see. That again is going to be something wild this weekend, but 4 of them are unaccounted for out there escaping from that facility. Meanwhile, people are starting to self-deport, which is kind of surprising. The Trump administration has advised 500,000 people to self-deport. They have
advised 500,000 people to do this.
Yep. Yeah. They have lost.
That's not the numbers they've gotten.
No, they've lost their temporary protective status, and they've been told to self-deport. Of those 500,000, who knows how many, but this story from KTLA says a Southern California grandmother self-deported to Mexico, leaving her family behind. She just didn't want the stress. She was afraid they would come to her house, so she said, I'm out of here. So it's a very, very different situation than it was just 1 year ago. The people crossing the border, let me show you this. Border crossings by week. I always
did the people who got the temporary status that is now revoked.
Yeah.
Did they show up illegally and then get temporary status, or were they? Given...
Yeah, they were coming in, and they were from places like Venezuela and other places where they said, we're giving you protective status, so basically just kind of chill out for a little while. Here is the last several years, the amount of border encounters by month. And you could see last year in December, for example, 301,000 encounters, almost 302,000 encounters at the border. And then very quickly, this changes. December 2025. Hold on. We are not at December 2025. I'm not sure how they're doing this. You can see when Trump took office, it went from 100,000 to 96,000 to 11,000 to 12,000. The number of encounters at the border just completely cratered. This is what it used to be. All these encounters way up here, 250,000 encounters a month or more just at the borders in the Southwest, and down to like nothing. So the situation has changed drastically for the better in some cases and for the worse, depending on who you are and how you're affected by this. That's what the stats say. And that's going to have to do it for jury duty today. I want to talk about something else, boys, if you don't mind.
Fine.
Let's see here. I know you won't mind. Sealand, I won't go too far. I'm sorry. I won't take it too far.
Somebody minds.
I want to tell you that I was excited about this coming out. Yeah. 38 years ago, there was the one and only Star Wars trilogy. But since then, there's been a prequel trilogy, a sequel trilogy, a sequel to the prequel, a prequel to the sequel, countless TV spinoffs, and so much more. But now, it's time for this.
Not to mention 2 Dunes, 7 Jurassic Parks, 2 Avatars.
2 Avatars. Making 5 Avatars. This is the promo right here for it. Anybody know what it is yet?
Oh, I know.
Yes.
You guys know. There's been an animated Lion King.
Schwartz.
A live-action animated Lion King, a live-action animated Lion King prequel, 8 Harry Potter movies. You know, they're going on and on. And Oppenheimer.
Got to get that one in.
But in 38 years, there has only ever been one. That's right. Spaceballs.
That is exciting.
Spaceballs is coming back. And I saw, is this him? Man, look at it. Mel Brooks. Here he is.
Until now.
Mel Brooks.
Oh my God, it seems so much closer when I fast forward back. Right,
After 40 years,
hang on.
we asked, what do the fans want?
Spaceballs,
instead,
baby.
We're making this movie.
The Schwartz Awakens in theaters 2027, Spaceballs 2. And how old is he?
98. He'll be 100 when that movie comes out.
And he's going to be in the movie, too.
Which
is just crazy. Rick Moranis and Bill Pullman will be back in
That's crazy because Rick Moranis has not been in anything in almost as long as it's been since Spaceballs.
True.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. He did all the Honey, I Shrunk the Kids movies and all that stuff in a very short period of time. And then he wanted to be away from Hollywood so he could raise his kids. And
then
now he's kind of
got punched in New York City.
Got punched by some rando hobo in New York City, and now he's making his comeback, which is cool. All right, I'll try to stay on time like I promised, Sealand. When we come back, we will get to a whole lot more of your feedback, some dispatches coming in, and a big grab bag segment. I've got tons of clips that we have to digest together, including a man who has had a very, very tough time. He's actually in a hospital bed. What did he say? Well, you're going to hear it with us. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Tickets for the 2025 Real Radio Charity Poker Tournament presented by JustCallMode.com go on sale June 17th. Details at realradio.fm/poker.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Keep an eye out for emergency crews on the roadways clearing up an accident on Orange Blossom Trail at Town Center Boulevard. There's an accident reported on Lake Underhill Road near Rouse Road. Traffic's starting to slow down on the major roadways on the Turnpike southbound before Osceola Parkway. Expect some congestion there. There's slowdowns on I-4 through that Lake Buena Vista area. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Stay connected and stay productive with Rapid Radios. Business owners trust Rapid Radios for instant, reliable team communication with nationwide LTE coverage, push-to-talk convenience, and room for up to 200 units on one feed. Keeping connected's never been easier.
Order now at rapidradios.com.
Do you already have a mortgage quote and are you wondering if it's any good? Well, wonder no more and work with that mortgage guy, Don. Comparing your quote is so easy. Studies have shown that less than 20% of people compare the first mortgage quote they get. So don't be a slacker and be a winner by working with that mortgage guy, Don. Go to the website, thatmortgageguyDon.com. Click the button that says compare, upload your quote, and that mortgage guy, Don, will tell you if it's any good. And if it's not, he's going to help you find the best deal. Simple as that. Don't miss the boat. Compare your quote today and work with an expert and a friend that you could trust. Go to thatmortgageguyDon.com.
Don't miss the boat, compare your quote with that mortgage guy, Don.com.
Go, Mike. Got a moment for you. A moment where you can control the show. How about that? Here's what I want to hear from you. We are going into our final hour of not only the show, but of the week. And obviously we'll end with Today I Learned, as we always do. But what song should end Today I Learned? What song should end things for the week? Think about the theme of the week. Think about today's show. Think about something that kind of like weaves everything together and makes sense. What band or what song should end the show on this lovely Friday? What's the final Today I Learned song? Beach Boys? Maybe. I did Beach Boys the other day when Brian Wilson died. Ice Nine Kills, Thank God It's Friday. I mean, Beach Boys is great, but we've already done it. We've already done it this week. Let's see what's going on. Josh is twisting his mustache and thinking about life. Sealand is just out of frame. I just saw some papers or something moving over here. Here's the wide shot PTs that you barely ever see. All kinds of stuff going on over there. Quite exciting. Brian Wilson died? I have not heard that. I don't know if that's true or not. We Didn't Start the Fire by Billy Joel. We've done that many times. Rebecca Black Friday. I've done that before, surprisingly. You Dropped a Bomb on Me? Anybody second that? You Dropped a Bomb on Me? It's the End of the World? Tier 3 in Heaven? Friday the 13th? That's another thing we could tie into. Is there a Friday the 13th song? Like, is there something that screams Friday the 13th? Bombs over Baghdad? Baghdad's in Iraq, but I get what you're saying. Thank God it's Friday because it's Friday the 13th from Ice Nine Kills. Do the song War, What Is It Good For? Says Karen. Saren. World on Fire by Stick Figure. I think I know that. Do I know that song? World on Fire? Quiet Riot. Man. Something about things being on edge, but not the end of the world as we know it. We're getting close. We're getting close. Two minutes. How about some polka? I've never met a person who liked polka in my life. I know there's some people out there that are into it. Creed? Yeah, Creed, but what song? Beach Boys, Barbara Ann, but John McCain's version? Start a Riot, Tim Armstrong. I did I Wanna Riot, or I did a Rancid song earlier in the week. Bulls on Parade? I don't know. We'll lock into something. We got 1 hour left to do it. 1 hour. What? Pressure by Billy Joel? Creed? 6 feet from the ledge? Or the edge? Maybe.
Especially when a professional practice or a small business is involved and, of course, on the line. At Cordell & Cordell, we know the years of work that you've invested and what's at stake. For over 35 years, we've helped guide doctors, lawyers, and business owners through the complex process to protect their businesses that they've spent their lives building. Call Cordell & Cordell today, because your business is more than a job, it's your legacy.
Orlando, Florida. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois. CordellCordell.com.
Most impact windows from Reese Windows and Doors are installed in just 6 to 8 weeks. Visit ReeseWindows.com.
Coming to you live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Need help after an accident? Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1, Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeart radio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free new and improved iHeart Radio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good. Filling you in on the shocking details. Just try not to pass out. This is the news.
It's not another last minute message, just in case you were wondering.
I was wondering.
Oh, yeah. Gone past
like
that.
Middle of the show.
No, it's not another last minute message. This never happens, but there was something this weekend that benefited and really was bent in the favor of a group of people that don't often get this kind of attention. But for Friday the 13th, Chipotle gave a big discount, like free food, to anybody with tattoos. So tattooed people, like you don't usually find tattooed people to get like something positive out
an
there.
underserved demographic.
I know.
True.
I know that we've talked today about the fact that tattoo parlors used to give out, $13 tattoos on Friday the 13th as just kind of a gimmick or just something fun. Why is Friday the 13th so associated with tattooed people?
I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know how that got pulled in, but it is a thing now. We talked about this earlier on the show because I said my son messaged me. He said, think I'm going to get a tattoo for this Friday the 13th thing that they're doing. $45. What a steal. And he goes, should I get it on my face? And I'm going,
I got an answer for you.
Problems developing here. And I didn't think that there were many things that were done biased in favor of tattoo people. But yeah, this is indeed the deal. Chipotle said BOGO for all guests who have a tattoo, whether it's permanent, temporary, or even drawn on with a Sharpie. So if you're feeling real lazy.
This is Chipotle's version of dress like a cow for free chicken.
Yep, it is, yeah. And they don't want to lock anybody out of it, so all you have to do is go draw a little something on your hand, and you too are tattooed.
You just write the word tattoo on your arm.
I mean, you're not going to look as hardcore and metal as some of us with actual tattoos.
Our culture is not your costume, pal.
True. Yeah, I mean, like, you may have heard, and unfortunately, it was not included in the Secret Show, Secret Show 420 that is dropping at 5 p.m. today. If it's the weekend, it's already out there. Go get it. Go get the Secret Show, gobble it up, and enjoy it. I think you could figure out what we did, and things got very weird on Secret Show 420, but subscribe over there at thenewsjunkie.com. However, you're not going to get more hardcore than we were on that show, and the moment that will only be available for the Discord people.
That's not even available anymore. It just was available.
It just was available live when we showed you how hardcore November Rain could be, even though C-Lane doesn't even have tattoos, but you can really get into singing that song if you want.
Josh, what's the answer?
The Friday the 13th tattoos started in the 90s when Oliver Peck, you might know him from Ink Master, started offering them at his Texas tattoo shop.
Damn,
and that's what made Friday the 13th a tattoo holiday?
He started the trend pre-Sochmeads, and I guess everyone jumped on, and now here we are.
Good for him. That's awesome. A lot of times people come up with stuff like that. I came up with something one time, and people were like, it's not going to work, Sean. It's not going to work. And I said, I think this can do a lot for society and charities and stuff. I came up with something called the Ice Bucket Challenge. I don't know if you guys have heard of that.
Really?
Yeah. That was me. I was the guy.
You solved ALS.
I did. I was the guy. I used to have ALS. Look at me now. I'm moving around and stuff.
I'm shocked.
Yeah, I've done a lot of things like that people aren't quite aware of. But thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate the kind words. It's just C-Lane and Josh saying nice things in the talk back. They're saying some very, very sweet things.
We sure are.
There's a guy who is in the hospital, and I think that we might have more guys like him after this weekend. This guy, he's got a nose ring. So, I mean, I love it or hate it. That's usually something that you can use to identify some things in a photo, just like tattoos sometimes. This guy is at a hospital bed. I don't know if he's trolling or not, but here he goes.
Ice shot me in the nuts, and now I'm losing a ball. Surgery is tomorrow.
All right, he said, ice shot me in the crotch.
Okay, hold on. I laughed at him because I heard something different.
What'd you think?
I thought he said, I shot me in the nuts.
Nope.
Like he
ice.
shot himself.
Ice. I think he got shot with a rubber bullet. He got shot with a rubber bullet. Oh, according to this guy, he might be lying. He might just be in the hospital for something else. But he said, ice shot me in the junk, and I am now going to have to get one of them removed. So if you want to keep both of them, stay off the streets this weekend, especially in the state of Florida. They've told you that, you're going to be, what was the level of dead?
Graveyard dead.
Graveyard dead? You're going to be graveyard dead if you don't watch out. It gets real bad out there. Let's see what else we have as we roll along here today. Lots of stuff happening in the world, obviously. And let's poke into, I can't play that for you. Lots of different curse words. Here was a moment. I got to check this out because they said that this happened in Ontario, Canada, but I don't know why it would have just happened because school's out, certainly in Florida.
For the summer.
In New York, school's out. Like everywhere we're on right now, live at least, school is out. And it's people as parents getting upset at this bus driver who they said was like dressed up as a male, dressed up in women's clothing, driving the bus. And somebody in like a skirt, like a pink skirt. And they said that the bus driver was calling the bus Lolita Line, the Lolita Line. And let's see if we can pick anything up from this. I don't know if we can boost this enough. Hopefully. Canadians, please don't curse, all right?
Very.
So you picked up the kids dressed like that?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Why do you call your bus the Lolita Line? Why is it called the Lolita Line?
Why is your bus called the Lolita Line?
Why is it called the Lolita Line?
It's already a short bus. It's the bus that this bus driver is driving here. And I guess they called it the Lolita Line. I'll look this up in a second. Audio unclear. No idea.
People are mentally sick.
They're now just talking to themselves as the bus driver attempts to leave. Let me see if I can find a story about this. It's Ontario, Canada, Lolita Line. What does Lolita mean? What's the actual definition of that?
The Epstein's
I know the play
plane was Lolita Express. It's based off like an old book where a guy's in love with a teenage girl or something.
Does Lolita by default mean like underage girl? Is that what that
I
means?
think it's taken that on.
It
yes.
says young girl. Precociously seductive. Lolita is an English language term defining a young girl as precociously seductive, originating from Vladimir Nabokov's 1955 novel, like Josh said, Lolita.
That's creepy.
Which portrays the narrator Humbert's sexual obsession and victimization of a 12-year-old girl whom he privately calls Lolita.
Yeah.
The Spanish nickname for Dolores.
I only see this in one spot right now, so grain of salt, all of that, but it's certainly an interesting encounter that somebody captured there. All right, let's go to you. It's time to have you featured on the show. That's right. Your opinion does indeed matter.
Oh, weirdly enough, and it can be odd and awkward when different cultures use the same term for different things. Because in Japanese culture, the term Lolita is associated with concepts like cuteness, elegance, and modesty, which led to the development of the Lolita fashion subculture, where individuals dress in elaborate doll-like clothing. So it seems like it's perfectly normal there, where other cultures see that word as something kind of creepy.
Yeah. And in Canada, it's different, though? Okay.
Well, in English language, it's different.
I mean, you know what's crazy? I Googled Lolita definition, and Google AI said providing a definition is not possible.
Huh?
Like they wouldn't even give the definition of that phrase, or the word rather. That's kind of crazy to think about. But yeah, I think there's many different things that it actually means. But all right, let's get to you. And now specifically, I want to toss this out to our friends listening on Real Radio 92.1, our West Palm Beach friends. How are you, West Palm Beach? How are you? We love you. We appreciate you. Thanks for being with us. And I do have this little West Palm Beach song that is just for you. Where is the West Palm song? Why do I lose that every single time?
Classic.
I think I just lost it. No, I did. I know I have it somewhere. Is it in extras?
West Palm,
There you go. There we go. All right, here's Johnny Blaze 420. Hello?
Hey, junkies. I don't know what's going on, but for like 3 to 5 minutes, there was another show that came in over you guys' show.
Oh, really?
From West Palm Beach, and was talking about a street named after Donald Trump coming or something like that.
Great. This could be the end.
That was weird. And then it went back into C-Lane, finishing his story.
All right.
I don't know what's up.
I can't tell you. I don't know what happened there. I know you see things like that sometimes with radio signals. Things go in, things go out. Could be a fluke. Could be some drama going on behind the scenes that we're not made aware of over there. And they're going, we're done. We're done with the show. Sure, they're doing very well. Sure, things are really going swimmingly. But we're done with the news junkie. And let's fade in this other show for like 3 or 4 minutes or so.
Just to see if anybody notices.
Mm-hmm.
A couple people noticed. I got a couple text messages.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
iHeart app problems, I guess.
All right, let's go over to Carlito's Way. Here we go.
I will say that I travel for work.
Okay.
And I've been to these states, these southern states, South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia. And I'll call my customers before I head to the house.
Yeah.
And over the phone, you'll swear it's some urban person.
Urban person.
Black person, maybe even a Spanish person.
Urban, though.
Accents are real thick. And when I get to the house, 9 times out of 10, it's some big, fat, country white lady raised around white.
He's talking about this rapper from earlier, this like Kentucky rapper.
What was the line, Josh?
Sweet like Grammy's tea, spicy like a shot of whiskey. I can't remember.
Now you're getting too country. You don't have the accent anymore.
I can't remember the beat.
Let me see if I can bring this back up. I don't even know if it's worth subjecting people to this.
Probably not.
It's probably not.
No,
You're right. Yeah.
period.
Go back to the beginning of the show. Go back to the beginning of the show if you want to see that. One more. Here's let's go to Barry. Here we go. Oh, hang on. Barry's just coming in. Let me refresh. There we go. Barry.
Hello, boys. What's
Hey.
up, Sean?
Hello.
What's up, C-Lane?
Hey,
What's
Barry.
up, Josh?
Hi, Barry.
Happy
Yo.
day. Hope all is well. Just real quick, I want to say something to all of T&J Nation across the globe.
Mm-hmm.
This weekend, go out there and exercise your First Amendment right. Protest peacefully.
Okay.
Don't stay in your home, in your garage, away from the sun like Sean. Go out there and be a man or a woman or anybody. Don't stay in your garage all day like Sean.
First of all, I'm in a studio, I'll have you know. This is a studio. Second of all, I don't stay in here all day, only for 4 hours. And then, well, actually longer than that because I do a lot of other work in here, especially lately. But only a limited amount of time. Then I get out into the world, and I'll see you out there.
Guy starts worlding.
Worlding
all over the place.
Yeah, when I need to world, I world. I just let it happen. We're going to get to more of your comments. Lots of people chiming in on the show, and we appreciate when you do that. Send us your dispatches over at thenewsjunkie.com. Good news, bad news in the breakfast world, everybody. If you're thinking about having some breakfast this weekend.
I'm a big fan.
Good news. Egg prices are cooling off, according to a bunch of news outlets. They're saying that the egg prices are cooling off, even at the grocery store. First, it was like the overall prices. Now, like the grocery store prices are cooling off for eggs. But now the bad news is bacon is expensive.
Come on.
Brutal. It's just brutal. Who do you blame? Well, you could blame lots of people. The Associated Press blames Russia's invasion of Ukraine for the expensive bacon. And also California's Proposition 12.
Pigs in Ukraine that we get our bacon from?
Maybe. Wheat and corn prices are attached to it, I guess, which you need the wheat and corn for the pigs.
Feed the pigs, yeah.
I didn't even think about
I understand that.
Now it all makes sense. How about that?
It's fascinating when the news does, follows the trail all the way back to things. And remember when we had that lime shortage and limes were expensive? And they're like, it's because of the drug cartels. And you're like, wait a second, what? But it really was.
Yeah, sometimes it's as bizarre and crazy as you might imagine it would be. But they say in California it's even more expensive because some of their laws there, it's $7 to $8 a pound. A pound for bacon.
Good Lord.
I don't know if that's more than it usually is, but I guess
wait. That doesn't seem that bad.
Hold on. It says normally it's $4 for a pound.
Where, though?
Hang on. To bacon, a pound of bacon could top $7 in California. Shoppers are paying $4 in Dallas and other cities. So if you want that bacon, get it now and pay more for it. We're going to do this. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back. We got all of the best clips of the week lined up and ready to go. And we're going to dive in face first, baby. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center. Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
There's some slowdowns due to a disabled vehicle off to the shoulder southbound on Florida's Turnpike before Consulate Drive. Traffic starting to pile up on the major roadways here. You could expect some delays on Florida's Turnpike southbound before Osceola Parkway. Traffic's piling up on I-4 in that amusement park area between Sand Lake Road and Osceola Parkway. Travel with caution on the roadways this afternoon. See traffic troubles? Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Stay connected and stay productive with Rapid Radios. Business owners trust Rapid Radios for instant, reliable team communication with nationwide LTE coverage, push-to-talk convenience, and room for up to 200 units on one feed. Keeping connected's never been easier.
Order now at rapidradios.com.
This earful of Rail Radio is sponsored by RC Hill Mitsubishi, Highway 1792 in DeLand.
Our iHeartRadio Music Festival,
presented by Capital One,
is coming back to Las Vegas.
September 19th and 20th, streaming live only on Hulu.
And you can be there
for a weekend full of superstar performances, never-before-seen collaborations, and once-in-a-lifetime artist moments you'll have to see to believe. Tickets are on sale now at AXS.com. Get your tickets today at AXS.com. And we'll see you at our 2025 iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Presented by Capital One.
Be ambitious. Be determined. Be mindful about your money. And become whatever you want to be. With the lowest college tuition in Central Florida, you can earn your degree at Valencia College. In fact, about 40% of our students pay nothing to attend. So be on a budget and become a college student. Apply now at valenciacollege.edu. Classes start August 18th.
Here in Orlando, we know life doesn't slow down for anything, especially a broken garage door. Since 2002, Precision Garage Door has been proudly serving the Orlando community. Local and reliable, that's what makes us different. Our vans are fully stocked, so when you call, our fully vetted techs are ready to provide you with same-day service. Whether it's a stuck door or a snap spring, Precision Garage Door Service of Orlando has you covered right when you need it the most. We know a broken garage door can't wait, which is why we're always prepared to help by keeping our vans fully stocked. Call Precision Garage Door Service of Orlando today to schedule your repair. Precision Garage Door. Garage doors done right.
Whoa, it's you, the Capital One Bank guy.
That's what they call me.
Mind if I get a selfie?
Yeah, sure thing. Save no fees or minimums on your Capital One checking account.
Wow, that's a keeper. So, where are you heading?
I'm off to spread the good news that Capital One helps people keep more money in their wallet with no overdraft fees.
Oh, you're the best Capital One Bank guy.
Hey, mind if I get a selfie?
Sure.
Say, Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
This summer, the heat isn't just outside. It's at Daytona Beach Poker. June 19th through 22nd. Join us for the $100,000 Guaranteed Summer Classic. For just a $300 buy-in, you'll receive a massive 30,000 unit starting stack and a deep structure that lets you play your game. 4 days of hot poker action, sizzling prize pools, and cool summer vibes. Take your shot at a big score. 100,000 guaranteed. Only at Daytona Beach Poker. Feel the heat.
Why go to just another sports bar when you can go to Crush Yard? The food, amazing. The drinks, top shelf. Craft beers, a gajillion of them. And then the big surprise, pickleball, all indoor on pristine new courts. So that's it, right? Wrong, because we've also got ping pong, cornhole, and a full arcade for the kids. So, Kissimmee, when the temps rise, cool off with the best food, games, and fun at the hottest new spot in town. Visit crushyard.com and follow us on social for details. See you down at the yard.
Hey, Central Florida! This Friday, get ready for a night full of fun and excitement at Leesburg Town Square. Join us from 5 to 9 p.m. for Discover Leesburg. Experience the vibrant atmosphere of our evening market, live music, unique finds, and delicious treats. Savor a drink, indulge in ice cream, or grab a savory snack from one of our downtown delights as you stroll and explore all that Leesburg has to offer. This Friday, discover Leesburg. For more details, visit leesburgflorida.gov. See you there.
Tools Ace Hardware is now carrying Steel zero-turn mowers. Steel, already recognized as one of the top brands in outdoor power equipment, and now they're offering the best in zero-turn mowers. From homeowner to professional, Steel has the perfect zero-turn mower for your landscaping needs. Get 0% financing plus instant rebates on select Steel mowers. And don't forget, Tools Ace Hardware has trained technicians in their stores to service and repair your Steel equipment. Steel zero-turn mowers are available at 11 Tools Ace Hardware locations that sell Steel outdoor power equipment. Tools Ace, your local helpful place.
Get ready for the party of the century. The Cocoa Beach Centennial Celebration is on July 5th and 6th in downtown Cocoa Beach. That's 2 days packed with live entertainment, special events, family-friendly activities, and more, all to celebrate 100 years of Cocoa Beach life. This free event is open to all, so bring the family. Explore local vendors and be a part of history. For info on the Cocoa Beach Centennial Celebration, visit legendarycocobeach.com.
This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. Divorce is complicated, especially when a professional practice or a small business is involved and, of course, on the line. At Cordell & Cordell, we know the years of work that you've invested and what's at stake. For over 35 years, we've helped guide doctors, lawyers, and business owners through the complex process to protect their businesses that they've spent their lives building. Call Cordell & Cordell today because your business is more than a job, it's your legacy.
Orlando, Florida. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois. CordellCordell.com.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated the best hearing aids of 2025 by Forbes Health, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, starting at just $98 a pair.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aid.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 1 million happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
The Medal of Honor is the highest military decoration in the United States. Recipients have done the improbable.
This medal is for the men who went down that day.
On Medal of Honor, Stories of Courage, you'll hear about these heroes and what their stories tell us about the nature of bravery. Listen to Medal of Honor on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Follow Medal of Honor and start listening on the free iHeartRadio app today.
Are you shopping for hurricane impact windows? Get your free quote now, reesewindows.com.
Because therapy's expensive, and we have microphones. This is the news.
You can join the show. Send us a video or audio dispatch. Fire that off over to us right now on thenewsjunkie.com. All right, we're going to hear from you with those dispatches here in just a moment. What are they talking about on the chat side of things? I don't know. Sometimes I look over and I see like there's some drama going on, and I'm like, oh boy, what?
Haven't even looked.
I think we're good. I think we're good. I think everything's fine. I think we're good. I wanted to tap into a couple of things. I guess this is Trump talking about all the drama that's going on with Israel and Iran. If you don't know, Israel bombed a bunch of the Iranian nuke facilities and a bunch of the leadership of Iran, and Israel sort of spreading out what they've been doing to another country now. Is the U.S. going to get involved? I know a lot of people that don't want that. I don't know anybody really who does want that, but we'll see. Here's Trump talking about this.
And I may have to force something. Somebody said, who's the genius that thought of that? I said, it's me. Unlike Biden, I stay awake at night thinking about how to save our country. He was much better at sleeping than me. Could sleep on a beach. He could sleep on a beach with cameras rolling. I can't do that. But I had an idea. I gave it. They said, this is really, we'll go short term for a year. Let this guy get out.
All right, I don't know what he's talking about other than Biden was sleeping at the beach, I think, is what he said there. He was saying, I could come up with these things. I came up with this idea. Unlike Biden, I stay awake at night thinking of how to save our country. He was much better at sleeping than me. He could sleep at a beach with the cameras rolling. I can't do that. All right, I guess. Here's Mike Chitwood, Sheriff Extraordinaire of Volusia County, Florida. Mike Chitwood is talking about the protests this weekend. Let's see what he says, because the other officer said, if you spit on us, you're going to jail. If you block the streets, you're going to jail. If you, I can't remember all the other things, but a lot of things he said that you were going to jail.
A lot of spit-related stuff.
Many, many spit things. You're going to jail and you're going to the hospital. You're going to the hospital, you're going to jail. They said, don't get involved in any rioting this weekend because it's going to be bad. And this is Chitwood saying, I know Volusia County knows how to protest peacefully because I've seen it firsthand. This weekend, as demonstrations are planned across the U.S., and right here in our community, the Volusia Sheriff's Office and all our law enforcement partners will be working to protect everybody's ability to exercise their First Amendment rights without putting public safety at risk. Agitators are not welcome, he says. Agitators are not welcome. Any agitators looking to spark violence, cause destruction, commit vandalism, or block traffic will be dealt with swiftly and severely. They will be removed from the situation and held accountable for their actions. Florida law is clear on that. It doesn't matter what your political beliefs are or what your message is. Our job is to keep people safe. He finishes up, Chitwood, Sheriff Chitwood. We've all seen that violence and property damage always backfire and only undermine the message of a protest. I'm confident Volusia County will once again prove that even in times of intense disagreement, we're not going to fall into that trap. We're ready to respond to anybody who does. So this is more of this weekend of everybody on edge. The people are very, very much on edge, wondering what's going to happen next here.
That was much more chill than anything Wayne Ivey said.
It was, yeah. It was many less threats to throw people in jail, but maybe some threats,
a little light threatening.
It's dark again in Israel and Tel Aviv. There's smoke seen from the area of downtown. Maybe some retaliatory strikes, I should say, I guess, from Iran. Not sure. Just seeing some of these making the rounds here. And then I think this is video of Tehran, the capital. Something incoming. Some drones. A lot of people in the streets here. Kind of hard to tell what's going on, other than I can hear some stuff exploding in the background. And that apparently, is taking place there in Iran as well. So lots of that stuff going on. Lots of people freaking out about what is going to happen next. It's a weekend of people on edge. So we'll see how it goes for everybody. Thank you for being with us along for the ride. Now let's get to you. Let's work at a couple of dispatches and see what's happening in your world. Here is John the Exterminator talking about a story we missed.
You know, I'm surprised that you guys haven't talked about that South Carolina representative. What was his name?
Which
RJ
one?
Something. And that he was arrested for,
with what now?
Child porn. And he was going by the username of Joe Biden with like 3 N's, 69.
No way.
That South Carolina representative.
What's his name?
What was his name? RJ something.
RJ, South Carolina? I did not hear anything about this. Carolina. This says SC Representative RJ May, indicted on federal child sex abuse material charges to remain detained, and 10 counts. It does say. Does it say anywhere that his username was really Joe Biden with a bunch of N's? Because that's super weird. Oh, my God. According to the U.S. Attorney's Office, the social messaging app Kik, K-I-K, alerted the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children in April 2024 of several videos containing this kind of abuse from an account with the username Joe Biden NNN69. Investigators found at least 10 of those videos had been shared from that account and connected it with May's mobile device and home IP address. So this guy was the politician in question, and they said they unsealed this Kik data, K-I-K, again, involving 265 videos of this kind of abusive material, and then 1,150 messages that were sent discussing this kind of thing. What an absolute sicko, man. What a weirdo. He was using multiple devices to do this. RJ May is his name, a Republican from Lexington, Kentucky, a state lawmaker from Lexington County, has been indicted on these charges. He's facing 20 years in prison now, and even though he's a Republican, his screen name was Joe Biden NNN69. True story, actually.
He's
like, thanks for sending that over.
This will throw them off. They'll never think I'm a Republican representative.
Yeah, nobody will ever investigate this. It'll be too wild for them to do. Meanwhile, the Attorney General in Louisiana is investigating CVS. I'm sure you guys have heard of them, CVS. Yeah, you're familiar with the store CVS.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. CVS, they say, improperly used customers' personal information. If you got a text message from CVS, they believe that this was against the law for them to send this. And now CVS may have to pay out anybody who sent it. So if you happen to have a spam text message from CVS on your phone, save that. Save that. You could get more money down the line for all of this. A couple of other things. One, I want to get Sealand's take on because it's going to affect him most probably out of the rest of us. But the Attorney General investigating the CVS thing says that could be money in your pocket very soon. An update on the Dominican Republic club where the collapsed roof killed 236 people. The owner of that club, an iconic nightclub in the Dominican Republic, the owner has been arrested along with his sister. So you're to believe that maybe something went wrong here in the upkeep of this facility that led to the roof collapsing, and they may be held accountable for those people who died. Oof. And then this one's for you, Sealand, as we wrap things up here. I just wanted to bring this for your advice.
All right. My
parents,
advice.
Yeah, your advice to these parents or how you would handle the situation. The parents of a 1-year-old child in Georgia, that is very close to you. All right?
Yeah,
that is
absolutely.
Very much close to you. 1-year-old child in Georgia were arrested after they allegedly recorded themselves at a local bar sneaking beer to their toddler. Which I guess.
Yeah. No, that's not good.
I guess you're not allowed to do that. Deputies with Coweta County Sheriff's Office said that the Old Chicago Pizza and Tap Room was the location where this all went down. The couple had been serving alcohol to a small child, according to a report. The child had his first birthday 2 weeks prior. Probably a bad idea. All right, that'll do it for now. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to do the expected, the final dispatches, stories that didn't make the cut. And today we're going to wrap everything up for a Friday and the week. So we'll see. We'll get you all set up for the weekend and what you can expect. That's all coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio is the Jim Colbert Show.
I mean, Ferrari was always my first love because of Tom Selleck. My next door neighbor in Green Bay had that Ferrari.
That
and let me lay on it and take a photo.
Really?
Oh, boy.
Where's that?
How old were you? I was like 14.
Okay.
The Jim Colbert Show. Weekdays at 3 on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
Happy Friday, Central Florida. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your forecast. And for today in Central Florida, we're going to be expecting a hot and humid day. Temperatures warming well into the low 90s, feeling, though, closer to the low 100s. As we head to the afternoon, a couple of stray hit-and-miss showers and storms can't be ruled out, but these will really favor areas further to the west near I-75. Highs will reach the mid-90s for Father's Day weekend with around a 40% chance of some afternoon showers and storms. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Stay connected and stay productive with Rapid Radios. Business owners trust Rapid Radios for instant, reliable team communication with nationwide LTE coverage, push-to-talk convenience, and room for up to 200 units on one feed. Keeping connected's never been easier.
Order now at rapidradios.com.
The official drink of summer is here. Eye Candy Energy Drink. 3 delicious flavors, original, sugar-free, and sugar-free cotton candy. Taste the sweet life at eyeCandyEnergyDrink.com.
Hold up a sec. If I work today, why should I have to wait 2 weeks to get my money? With Earnin, you can access your pay as you work instead of waiting days and weeks for a paycheck. Get up to $150 a day with a max of $750 between paydays. No interest, no credit checks, and no mandatory fees. Because, hey, it's your money. Download the Earnin app now to get it and join millions of people making any day payday. That's EARNIN. Earnin is not a bank. Access limits are based on your earnings and risk factors available in select states. Expedited transfer is available for a fee. Terms and restrictions apply. Visit earnin.com for full details.
Hey, Russ Rollins here. Get your carpets and tile clean without sticky, soapy, chemical residue left behind. Zero Res cleans the right way at the right price. $49 per room plus 20% off upholstery and area rugs. Visit OrlandoZeroRes.com. Zero Res, spelled forwards or backwards, it's the right way to clean.
Greenway Kia is under new management, and we've got a whole new attitude. With 3 great locations across Metro Orlando and one of the area's largest selections, we truly want to see you in a Kia. Plus, we want your trade. Get up to $10,000 over Kelly Blue Book fair market value for any trade. Get your fast free appraisal online right now at greenwaykias.com. I'm Joe Rossi, and I want to see you in a Kia. From Greenway Kia, East Colonial, West Colonial, and 1792 North.
All factory rebates to dealer. Negative equity.
School, Mike. I gotta get today I learned. All right. Sorry that the stream froze for a second there. We had some issues with one of the streaming computers, but we just rebooted it, so I think we're good, hopefully. Hang on. Hey, bro, hey, over here. Are you kidding me? Wake up! Yeah, it's about time. Sitting over here waiting for you. Folks, show's over, the week's over, okay? Show's over, the week's over. We got Today Learn to wrap everything up right here. Who's our chatter of the week? A lot of action unfolding right now in Israel with Iran attacking them and then attacking back and forth. Iran has said they have captured an Israeli pilot, by the way, which I don't know if there's any info to say that's true. Might be just complete bullshit. But we'll see. Nick? No, it's too soon. Too soon for Nick. Why like the show since it's ending? Well, I mean, you could like the experience that just happened, unless you're just dropping in Cat M Guy 88. Happy Friday the 13th to you, Ted. Half my chats get deleted, not by me. World War III just started. Well, yeah. I mean, we use that phrase a little too frequently, I think. But we're definitely going to have a crazy, dramatic weekend. Don't miss Monday's show and maybe some streams over the weekend. Gary S. is our chatter of the day. Gary S. on YouTube. Gary S., congrats. Secret show is going up before or right around 5 p.m. 5 p.m. Sub at thenewsjunkie.com. Coming back.
Forbes Health, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, starting at just $98 a pair.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aid.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 1 million happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
Stay connected when it matters most. Be prepared with Rapid Radio's walkie-talkies. With instant push-to-talk and LTE nationwide coverage, you can reach family and friends in any emergency. 100% private, no contracts, no hassle.
Stay safe. Order now at rapidradios.com.
This earful of Rail Radio is sponsored by RC Hill Mitsubishi, Highway 1792 in DeLand.
Join in on the chaos. We eagerly await your dispatch. This
It's time to learn to wrap everything up for a Friday and the week. Thank you for spending some time with us, even if it was just minutes, even if it was just seconds. We appreciate you doing that. Learn more about the show at thenewsjunkie.com. Back to wrap things up here with all our final stuff, of course. And don't forget, Secret Show 420. Yes, they said it couldn't be done, but it happened. Secret Show 420 is going to be released, if you're listening right now, by 5 p.m. today. So if you're not a subscriber, dive in over at thenewsjunkie.com. You'll see how you can subscribe to Secret Shows. If you want to spread the word, gift it to some other people. Got some more prizes and special things, gifts for those who are gifting Secret Shows. Not just yet, but coming up very soon in the next couple of weeks. So let's see here. What do we got on the way out? Let's see if we have any dispatches to play first. And in fact, you might even say they're the final dispatches. Oh, boy.
These are the final dispatches, but Sean will probably only play.
Buzz on YouTube says, bombs are dropping live on the news right now. Are they doing full coverage of the Iran stuff on CNN?
It's wall-to-wall on CNN right now.
Let's peek in. Let's see what they're doing. Can you bring that up, Josh, or do you not know how to do that? He just looked at him like I asked him a question.
Oh, God. I know how to bring the audio up if that's what
that's it. Yeah. That's all we need. There you are.
Fred Pleitgen had mentioned this in his reporting, was that the Iranians had a set of targets. They had a target list that they of significant Israeli installations.
Okay, they're revenge targets?
Whether or not this particular building was in close proximity to something like the Israeli military defense headquarters or some other defense node.
This is the voice of Colonel Cedric Leighton, military analyst.
Israelis. When you look at this building,
is there a building on fire that they're showing?
In Tel Aviv, it looks like a building got hit.
What you often see in Ukraine.
All right, so the idea was, we could bring that down. I guess last night, in sort of the middle of the night in Iran, Israel launched the attack they were promising against Iran's nuclear facilities. This could prompt a huge war, or who knows? We really just don't know. And they also assassinated a bunch of the leadership team in Iran. Iran is responsible for almost all of the bad things that happen in the Middle East. They really are. If you look at Lebanon, the problems there are mostly caused by Iran. If you look at even Palestine. Hamas is funded by a lot of the folks who are in Iran. Iran literally funds all of from the Houthis to all the different terrorist groups, from Hezbollah, all these groups that cause chaos in that region are funded largely by the Iranian government. And Israel does not like them as a result. That does not want them to have nuclear weapons. So they launched an attack. It seems like right now there's like a counterattack taking place, and they've hit at least someplace in Tel Aviv, I guess.
It is crazy watching the Iron Dome function in real time. Like these missiles are just coming in mass, and all these different countermeasures are firing off like crazy.
Yeah, like if you've never seen the Iron Dome in Israel, which is this, it's not like a thing that's in place. Like you think some of it's mobile, there's vehicles and stuff that move around, but it all works together. And when there's an incoming rocket or missile, which is incredibly common in Israel, whether it be from Gaza or the West Bank or any other country around them, the whole thing is automated. And so they'll detect a missile incoming and then, just flies off in some direction and knocks it out. It's kind of
This is kind of cool looking, though.
Yeah,
Even though it's a little scary.
Impressive.
There are some breaking through, though.
Are there? Yeah. It happens. That's why they have bomb shelters in all those places. But we'll see what ends up being the end target here. Maybe they got somebody big up on the Israeli side. All right, last ones for now. Here is, I don't want to play this. I don't care about this. Here's Bruise Traveler talking about Chitwood this weekend.
Hey, guys.
Hello.
That right there that you just read from Mike Chitwood is one of many reasons that I have a lot of respect for that man and wish he would run for higher office somewhere.
Yeah.
Good on him.
All right. We'll see how things go, though.
Why don't you marry him if you love him so much?
Is Chitwood the one that was showing up to the airport when people are? I think he just did it again. He showed up when somebody came into town that had scammed some old lady out of thousands of dollars.
Yeah,
and somebody she was with, or maybe it was her lawyer. It was something. Snapped back at him, and I was like, "Oh, damn!" Because he was like, "Yeah, I'm just here because you're going to go away for a long time." And somebody was like, "That'll be for the judge to decide," like straight to his face. And I was like, "Oh gosh, I don't think Chitwood would like that."
I see. The problem is this happens a lot. Like I'm seeing Chitwood greeting some other dude at the airport.
This
right
one
now.
wasn't at the airport, but I remember this video that you're showing where he was coming. I think that's the Terminal C too.
Yeah,
but
this is like
It was from.
I don't know if this is like one of those internet threat guys who then ends up getting arrested and the world becomes all too real for him.
Yeah.
He looks like an internet threat guy. Like, would you say? You have no idea what I'm capable of. So there he is. All right, that's going to be it for today and for the week. The Chicago Cubs, Justin Turner's in trouble. Sealand, I know you're a fake Cubs fan, so you might care about that. Justin Turner celebrated with fake testicles during a celebration in the dugout, and he got in trouble for that. They're not happy. There was fake testicles dangling between his legs.
Like truck nuts?
Yeah, like actual human versions of those. So there you go. And that's going to do it for all of us for the week. Now it's time to get the hell out of here. Let's do Today I Learned.
The following information may make you feel smarter, but will not actually increase your IQ. So don't get cocky. Now it's time for what we call Today I Learned.
It is Today I Learned for a Friday, June 13th, 2025. Thank you, Josh, for hanging out with us today and yesterday.
You're welcome.
Josh will be back with us, friends, on Monday and Tuesday, and we should be in for some pretty insane shows, depending on what happens this weekend. Do hang with us, if you don't mind.
I'm watching the Justin Turner video. It's pretty funny.
Here we go. Today I learned this female character right here.
Wonder Woman.
Well, that's right. Wonder Woman is correct. Yes. Warner Brothers Games canceled a Wonder Woman video game, they said. It was still years away from release, even though they had already spent $100 million on the development of the project. WB also closed the studio that had been behind that development. Monolith Productions was the name of the organization. Today I learned Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Heard of him?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, I think so. I think you have. He suffered from gynecomastia and had to have breast reduction surgery. So he had bitch tease, basically. And he had surgery to reduce.
You were about to say it. I don't know why. I just thought you were just going Wild West at the end of the week right now.
Not yet. No, I'm close. I'm close to letting go that much, but I don't think I can do it just yet, C-Lane. But they said he had a breast reduction surgery that made things a lot more comfortable for him and his life.
Nice.
And after some deciding and some consternation to come up with what the last song
You're also
going to
get a breast reduction surgery?
I am too, yeah. Today I learned this band right here, Guns N' Roses. That's right, Guns N' Roses is correct. Now complete with audio, hopefully. Today I learned the song November Rain was left off Guns N' Roses' major breakthrough album Appetite for Destruction at the last minute. They said Sweet Child of Mine was enough of a ballad for one album. They had both these on that same writing track.
Sweet Child of Mine isn't a ballad.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We do appreciate it. We're back on Monday. Same time, same